fires of a culture that praises the unrighteous and celebrates mediocrity. It's time for a new age, when power to tell stories of the future will be in the hands of the people. Rise up! Become the culture! Hail the Iron Age! Woo! Welcome to the Weeb Desecration! We are here to judge three things. MD Boncher, nice suit, brother. There you go. Welcome! He has a hat and everything. Woo!
Not to be splendid.
What the hell is going on with my hair? There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Nani?
So Baka Nani.
I was more worried, wondering what the heck was going on with my sound.
Why does it sound like a song? Anyway, today, I, the Ultimate Kahuna, am joined by the Lord Otter.
Hello, hello.
Reed Outenheimer.
Good
You're
day.
muted. There we go. Maji Chan.
Hello.
And Mr. Boncher, the gay pirate himself. No.
Oh, stop it. You
Yes.
filthy savage.
Anyway, we're here to talk about taste. That's why we're suited up.
I've got my rocks ready.
I don't want to. I'd be more comfortable with you saying kahunas. Holy smokes. Anyway.
And I got my bombs ready.
Also, Anthony Rodonelli, Sup, was your intro song influenced by The Who? Hell yeah. That's my answer. And when I had Evely Music make me my song for my channel, that song specifically, The Ultimate Kahuna, won't find it anywhere else, not even for sale. I sent 4 different songs, and one of them was included Mongolian throat singing by The Who, and it was fantastic. And he really grabbed onto that, and that was the leading inspiration for that song. Fantastic, I love it, man. But how is everybody doing tonight?
I could complain, but it'd take more effort than usual, so I'm lazy and I'm not going to bother.
There you go. Wait, well, this supposed to be anime that we're ashamed of watching. I make no apologies for any of my choices, it says Guilty Gearhead. My goal here is to make you feel tremendous and unending shame. But we are here to judge both good taste and bad. And there's one little surprise that we'll have to find out at the end of this video. But yes, today we are going to be looking at everybody's anime 3x3s. Their 9 favorite anime. 9 favorites. And we're going to see some that, like certain anime that show up again and again, and then others that are far more obscure. And anyway, so we'll get right into it. I'll pop in here. I'll grab that guy. We're prepared. We know what we're doing.
Sure we do.
For the
Absolutely.
record, I had to really stretch to find 9 animes.
That wasn't my problem. It was just picking. Let's see.
I was actually surprised, but then I went, you know what? Every single one of them that's on my list, save for one, is one I own because I only buy the ones I really like. So,
Same.
Wait, entire screen. Where'd it go? Huh.
I ate it. It was crunchy.
There we go. The first we will be looking at today was sent in by our very own King Richard.
Mm.
I can
And so
spot
let
a
me-
few classics there already.
Ooh, let's
I'm
pull
gonna put
that
us on the
comment
side
down.
here.
No disrespect to Garrett. Pull that comment down.
So let's see. We have
Oh, there we
here
are.
Star Blazers, Mob Psycho 100, Miyazaki's Spirited Away, Cowboy Bebop, the original Ghost in the Shell, Gunsmith Cats, Spy Family, no surprise there, and Escaflowne and Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind. So how do we judge this man tonight? What are we judging here? He has a fairly varied taste. First of all, that's the first thing I've noticed.
There's only 2 of these series I don't immediately recognize. And that would be
I'm guessing-
Gunsmith Cats and what's the
Star
one down at
Blazers?
the bottom?
Oh,
Ezra
Escaflowne. Yeah,
I
I've never
was gonna
seen
say,
it, but I've seen a couple of scenes.
I have
I
seen
had
Star
them for
Blazers.
having Star Blazers there. That's old.
Yeah,
school.
that's old. That's pretty old school. Like Gunsmith
Star
Cats is
Blazers
old
is
school,
really
but
good.
Yeah, I recognize everything except Star Blazer. Can somebody give me a very brief synopsis of what the Blazer of Star may be?
Nope. Other than it involves a sci-fi version of the battleship Yamato with a giant spinal gun that obliterates everything. It's basically the SDF one done first edition in many ways.
It's also kind of like a parallel to the quest for the Golden Fleece in a lot of ways, because it's following like a dying Earth that's been under invasion for, I think, 100 years or something like that. Humanity lives underground, and then they eventually have to kind of like, it's like a team of them. They strike out to the stars, where it's like a single planet apparently has the cure for their own world, and also kind of like driving away the aliens. It's a really good series.
Mm-hmm. Though I wasn't permitted to watch it when I was a kid.
I mean, Richard put up. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's the
look at CG in such an old anime.
But that was the 1960s. 1960s.
This is a remake.
No, I want the
That's
real
why
Yamamoto.
I was gonna say this
want the
doesn't
real
look
Yamato.
like way back when.
It is not. That is definitely a remake.
Give
Oh,
me
well.
the real with hand-drawn animation cells.
You gotta
This is
say it-
one older anime that I've actually watched, and that's a remake.
Mm.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Let's see. But anyway, we can take a look at the rest of the list. Mob Psycho 100. What's shocking me is that I did not see this show up nearly as often in people's lists.
I
as
hear that title
anticipated
all the
that it may.
time, but I have no idea what the show is, and probably not going to touch it.
It's written by one. The story is solid. Even like there's 2 different shows that he's done: One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, and they're both quite different. But for my money, I prefer One Punch Man. But I do think the overall quality of story and character work is better in Mob Psycho. That's my opinion.
And you can make a really solid case for the animation work with both of them. Both of them have really
yeah.
breathtaking animation, and it's 2 entirely different studios who are doing it.
Well,
I
and,
have-
and plus the style of Mob Psycho fits the original. What do you call it? What do you call the web series that he
Yeah.
wrote for it? A lot.
It's a
better.
lot closer to his kind of like one has for lack of a better term, one has a very derpy art style, and that's very much the case in Mob Psycho 100. But
Some say stylized, others say really terrible. But we all have our things.
it has its weird charm to it. So I don't. hate it.
By the time he got to Mob and Mob Psycho 100, his skills had drastically improved.
Oh yeah.
So I have no problems with this being on the list. I'm very disappointed I did not see it more. And then we have Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Not my favorite Miyazaki film, but maybe the one that's held in highest regard.
The one that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys have any opinions on it? I think it's really good. It's not really great for chill. Like, I don't know. Like, I've let my kids start watching it, but I kind of was considering whether I should continue or not. It's a little much for young kids.
I'll hold my opinion on Spirited Away till you get to my list, but I will say it was the voice cast that caught my attention when it went up for Best Foreign Film Oscar, and if I'm not mistaken, it won.
Yeah, it did win. It did very, very well in its category.
And it earned it. But when I saw who the voice cast was, I'm like, okay, I got to see it just to hear the voice cast because it had some very interesting choices on the dub. And they did fantastic with it. But I'll hold the rest of my opinion.
Yeah, and here we have Animation Overload and Umbrella Cat offering their opinions on Mob Psycho, and basically it adapted the comic look very well, and one is definitely, he is more of an author than an artist, but his tone is conveyed through his poor quality art, even in his like OG web series. You can still kind of get the tone that he was going for, in my opinion.
It's not good quality art per se, but it fits his own style of storytelling almost perfectly.
How has he got 2 Miyazaki movies up there and neither one of them are Princess Mononoke? I don't know. Nobody on this panel really cares for that movie. It's kind of, it's 90s crap. 90s crap.
No one.
It kept getting nudged out of the top 10 for me.
I've never talked about it ever. No, never.
No, some of us have not seen it even just this year with their children. Anyway. And then we have the classic Cowboy Bebop, which is almost a name. It's almost a namestay. It's like you almost have to have it in your list if you claim to be a Western anime fan. Are you a true weeaboo? Do you like Japanimation? You have to watch Cowboy Bebop and enjoy it.
I find that show extremely overrated.
I'm going to agree, actually.
It's fine. I like it.
That's bad. I'm just going to say that the fan reaction to it being, oh my God, bebop, jazz, cowboys. Pew,
I
pew,
think it's
pew.
one of the best, but not the best, if that makes sense.
Well,
I'm like, it deserves all the accolades and praise it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem with everybody saying that's my favorite. I'm like, oh no, I agree. But it's when you break it down, there's a couple really great storylines in the series. And then there's a lot of
the overall design of the overall visual design of the show is really good, and the voice acting for the original Japanese and the English dub are both very, very excellent, and that really.
I think my problem is more not with the show, but with the fans.
Oh yeah, that people who like a lot of Western anime fans, especially maybe 10 years ago, this is the only show that would if it's not on your top 10. You're not even an anime guy.
The fight scene
it's
for
not
Battle
on my
of the
top
Fallen
10.
Angels is one of the best fight scenes in anime.
I would still say that Cowboy Bebop, the overall quality of the story is very solid. It's a fine series, but it's not something that is like above and beyond for me. It's really more in the production value where it's like the real quality is there. Like the animation, the music, the dubbed voice acting. That's where I really love it.
Oh boy, we're already getting into the language here. More Umbrella Cat says, but Ain is best boy. I'm like, oh boy. We're already getting into the terms. All right, after that, we have Ghost in the Shell, the OG movie. I have similar opinions about this. The visually stunning. One of the it is inspired so much that came after it, and was heavily inspired by so many visually striking things that came before it, including Harrison Ford's Blade Runner. But the storyline itself, honestly, could take it or leave it a little bit. I thought it was fine, but the visuals were what really stand out.
Yeah, there's a reason why my position for that movie changed, and I'll go into that later. But yeah, that movie it blew my mind the first time I saw it. I did not expect it. I saw it because the trailer looked really kind of cool, and this is back in the 90s, so couldn't grab all the spoilers out there, and I'm like, oh, what the hey, let's see what this is, and I just was astonished.
I will say this much. I've read a little bit of the manga for Ghost in the Shell, and if I'm comparing this one movie to the manga, I actually prefer the movie a bit more. I like how it's presented a bit better.
It's much prettier in the form of the movie.
I really like Masamune Shiro. That guy is amazing as a storyteller, and how he digs into philosophy and questioning the nature of being. It's amazing.
Frankly, I find the 1995 movie dull as hell.
Frankly, to be frank,
I like the franchise, and I know we're gonna bring up other aspects of Ghost in the Shell, which I'm excited to talk about later tonight. But the
Oh, hell
95
yeah.
movie just can never work for me on a story level. Visually, has some of the best animation in
best
any
animation
movie.
maybe ever done. So
Perhaps.
I won't say
it's up there, man.
ever, but it is in the top.
I'm saying
I will
I'm
say
saying
that
if someone says it's in the contending list, I have no problem with that, and I do agree.
I will say that it loses out animation quality wise to its sequel, Ghost in the Shell 2: Innocence, because
Oh, really?
I
It
think the
loses out
animation visually have you seen Innocence?
How do people forget?
I have not seen. Yeah, you and I talked. I have not seen Innocence.
It is a brain melter for how well it's done, because the director had a fascination with dolls, and so he wanted to make sure there was some real distinction between the cyborgs, the animated dolls, and things like that.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
I'm getting taunted by Bambo here. She likes my hat.
Oh.
It's all the feathers.
She looks over. So hot. So
Yeah.
he's so hot right now.
Yeah,
So fabulous.
Gino somewhere is crying softly to himself.
No hat today, just the one I was born with. Now, moving on from that, we got Gunsmith Cats.
I've never heard
Maji, you were gonna say something?
I was about to say, but if you're going off of the whole visual but storyline is Wolf's Rain would be on the list somewhere, because the animation in Wolf's Rain is gorgeous, but the story is just that. It fell flat at the end because they didn't know how to end it.
A lot of people have trouble with that. Yeah,
I've seen that in one or two.
Hey, let's bring it up when it comes up. Cause trust me, it's coming on more than one list.
It's
surprisingly, and it's a coming. Anyway, Gunsmith Cats, very fun older style show. It's chicks with guns, and it's fun, and it's BS, and it's just this really appeals to a male fantasy. Look at their designs. Look at the guns.
They don't have views, do they? Just guns. Otherwise, I'm gonna be offended.
Look, they were the Japanese perspective. Their depiction of what they think Chicago's like is fantastic, because the Japanese think Chicago is like how it's depicted in the Blues Brothers, which is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can that be real life?
I'd actually have to
please?
check this one out then.
Okay, let me pull the pause. Sorry, that was loud. Hold on. We're gonna bring up a quick little screen here. Ooh, spicy, so spicy.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
So spicy, yeah.
So fabulous.
Hey, it's not a Mustang!
It's very early 80s.
It looks really good though. I didn't realize it was gonna look this good.
Also 95.
Let me see. No.
I don't know. For a second, I was starting to look at Judgment Night.
Chasing.
Oh, is it 90s? It looks very 80 animation style.
Look out! Like I'm not gonna. I don't want to get a strike on here, so we'll end this. But it looks surprisingly good.
GT, yeah.
The biggest issue of Gunsmith Cats, and why it is not on my free by free, because I adore the cast, I adore these action pieces, I adore the music, the car. It's only 3 goddamn episodes.
Yeah, I did a little research. It is short, but it looks so damn. It was back when they were like it was right before the '90s era of OVAs, where they had all these like kind of short running kind of episodes and shows. But yeah, no, it looks like a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. I haven't actually seen very much of it, just little scenes here and there. And then we have one that kind of that's what I'm saying. King Richard has a very balanced list, because then he has Spy Family, very modern show, along with Mob Psycho, and it's a very different kind of style show from what anything else on this list so far. And it's wholesome fun, and it's funny. It's a show that I think almost anyone could sit down and enjoy and have a decent time.
Strangely enough, it's one I haven't watched yet. I've always meant to get around to it, but call me uncultured. It's one I need to get to.
You're uncultured. I am
uncultured.
So welcome to the club.
Gunsmith Cats is amazing, you uncultured swine. How dare you?
I'm not a swine, I'm a water
me.
Andrew Campbell, that makes me so happy you remember that show. Nobody believes me when I say there was a show called Samurai People.
I remember it.
I recognize that.
I'm vaguely aware of it. I thought I made it up in my own head. I didn't think it was actually real.
That's just the LSD talking. You didn't know you took
Anyway,
it.
this isn't gum on my tongue. Anyway, Umbrella Cat. I like the anime for Spy Family, but the manga is better. I've heard that. I haven't read the manga itself. I've seen portions of the anime. Well, maybe most of the first season, and it was fun. I liked it.
If you're gonna stay out of reach, I can get you.
Yeah, I think it's a show that'd be very hard to be. It's hard to offend anyone with Spy Family.
I've seen the first core, and then I forgot to continue following the show, which is something that normally happens with me. I'll start watching a show, and if I don't watch an episode every day, I fall off the wagon essentially, and then I never return. Mostly
You make anime sound like an addiction.
Well,
anyway, and then we have Escaflowne. Escaflowne. Now this is what show I know the name, but I'm almost wholly unfamiliar with this show.
Same.
Has anyone actually seen this?
It sounds like an allergy medicine.
Can you go to the doctor and get me some Escaflowne?
Ask your doctor about taking Escaflowne.
So has anyone actually seen it? I'm going to type it up.
I have not.
Will that make me feel better?
I know of it.
Let's see. What the hell? Apparently there's a... Oh, yeah. Huh. I'm worried.
I almost think we need to get King Bob in the chat. He seems to have seen most of these.
He's a little bit older than me, and he was watching anime back when it was coming out. So, he has a small time advantage there.
He watched it as they were driving.
I was there before time began.
He's not much older than me.
I was there, Gandalf.
Okay, let's see. Oh, swords, cool. Oh, cripes. Hold on.
Wait a minute, there's swords? Oh, okay.
No, there's just a little
Little violent. A
little violent. Guy, they're spilling ketchup everywhere, guys. Just
actually, this is a medical procedure done in the 15th century.
It's called bitch. No.
As you can tell, the technique is a little barbaric, but there is a hidden precision behind what's going on.
Oh, steampunk too, huh? This is kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is back before they were cheating with their fighting. Anyway, yeah. No, it looks dope. I haven't seen it.
I know somebody described Escaflowne to me once as, so you know what Inuyasha is? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, Escaflowne is actually really good.
It's like that if they tried, you know?
Yes.
And then we have the last one, Nausicaa, Volley of the Wind. Again, it's very obscure. None of us here have even heard of it. Haven't read it or seen anything for it. And so we're just going to move on.
It's a Ghibli film.
First draft. That's what I call it.
I know, I'm joking.
Okay. Well, I'm not.
I don't know. Nausicaa's a little overrated.
Whoa.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
I think we're going to see it comes up more than once in this.
Manji, have you read the manga?
No, I just know it was a struggle to stay awake watching.
You'll have a different appreciation if you watch.
I don't think that's about Nausicaa.
Then again, also, I don't know if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and that's fine. That happens with a lot of things.
Anyone else old enough to have rented an anime VHS from a mom and pop rental store?
Dude, I remember
Holy
renting Tom and
Oh,
Jerry from the
boy.
Blockbuster. That was the day, man.
I remember renting DVDs, but I was a little young when my parents were renting VHSs.
The family was renting VHSs, but they weren't anime.
Kahuna, I have to say I'm an idiot. I left off one. I definitely left off the movie that should have been on my list. So I'll discuss that when we get to it.
Absolutely,
pretty stupid.
That's just fine, brother. Just fine. All right, so real quick before we move on to the next person, this is our King Richard of IronAge.media, YouTube and website. How do we rate his overall taste? I'm going to give him 7 uwus out of 10. I think 7.5. I'd say 7.5. It's a very balanced list. Very, very based. Very good.
I would give 9 out of 10 uwus. This is a really solid list.
All right, guys, you heard it. 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna
Never do that again.
Notice me.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me, senpai. Ooh.
I do have to admit though that it is balanced. You got a lot of old school mixed in with some current day, and you can kind of get a feel. Actually, the different range of everything's kind of cool to see on his.
First of all, Umbrella Cat, you're a degenerate. I know it. How dare you? Anyway,
that's all right. Umbrella
Billy Bob
Cat
says
didn't
not as
get-
balanced as my. Yeah, Billy. We're gonna freaking get to you, you son of a gun.
I give the king 7 glasses of rum out of 10.
Okay, so we got 7, 7.5, 9. Yeah, no, he's a high scoring man, as a king should be. But we are moving on from that.
Oh,
we
no,
are
I'm
now.
going to give him a 6.5 and be the Russian judge.
Oh wow!
You people in your
I thought it was usually the German judge.
I can't.
Okay.
That'd be
I'm excited for down the line. MD is going to be like, so here's my submission for Anvil, and Richard's like, oh no, what happened to it?
See,
Christ.
no,
Oh,
no. I'm the German judge here because I'm just going to go ahead and say 9.
9?
9 out of 10.
But he is not of the Eastern Bloc. How can you do this?
He can do
Boss.
whatever he wants. He's an author, you son of a bitch.
I will be
Technically,
talking
he
to
can throw
Stassi
rocks
about
at
you.
it.
Das ist richtig.
Also here we have a list that is going to be controversial, partially because he's not here to defend himself in the chat, and also because he's saying that this is not his real list, but we're going to judge it anyway. Here we have the list for Stormcrow.
Oh, I'm judging.
Oh yeah, me too.
His judgment, all right.
You know, this isn't near as dark as I was anticipating.
I know
You're
it's
right.
BS.
Where's Ninja Scroll, dude?
Yeah, no,
What a hack.
there's no Evangelion on here. Look at this.
We've got Spice and Wolf. We've got Naruto.
Trigun, Death Note. Elfen Lied is maybe the only really spicy thing on here,
In
maybe
his
besides
defense,
Berserk.
Trigun is funny as hell. The
Oh,
original.
Trigun's
not
fun.
The new one.
I like Trigun. Yeah.
I started watching.
new
it
one
once.
was
I
hard
never
to
got
watch.
through the first 20 minutes.
Like we
You know
can
what?
see his degenerate side just a little bit. We got Elfen Lied and or Elfen Lead and then Spice and Wolf. You can see it like peeking through just a little bit. Also, Bat Sauce or Guilty Surprise coming in with a Naruto. What's wrong with Naruto, man? He's a bit younger than me. He grew up on that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That's my brother's favorite, hands down. But
It's
that was the first
nostalgic
anime
for
he
sure.
ever watched too, though. So.
See, Pence, I see you filthy little degenerate.
In that show, you're going to watch Naruto employ the same military tactics that could have taken down Area 51. The problem is where the Area 51 raid was, well, not really happened and made into a wonderful animation by the internet historian for about 5 minutes.
I did see that.
Naruto goes on. Is it Naruto, Naruto? Nobody gives a crap. It goes on forever
Naruto.
and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
And then Shippuden came out. Yeah.
Just
and
like
ever,
a fight in Naruto.
and ever and ever.
Now what? Okay, so what? Looking at this list, I do wonder if this is his real list because there are certain things that he loves missing from here. But as it stands, this list is fine. It's it's reasonably balanced. Has things from a lot of different genres, representing a couple different eras, and yeah, I'm surprisingly, I don't have a lot of bad to say about this list. If this is his real list, Death Note, it's one of the better anime to introduce someone, get people into anime, and honestly, it's a fun show. It almost made my list.
Yeah, Death Note is it's whenever I was getting back into anime, Death Note was one of the series that really helped with that. It was Death Note, and then I'm not
Attack on
seeing it
Titan?
here. No, it was Full Metal Alchemist actually.
Oh, the OG, like 2004.
It was actually Brotherhood
Good.
that really got me into it.
Full Metal Alchemist was good, but I couldn't watch it because of all the supernatural stuff.
I completely understand.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
Berserk
I watched
is
about
the
5
show for you.
episodes, I was very impressed with it, getting into it, and then I started going, "Oh, this is on the nope levels."
Hey, that looks like alchemy and a transmutation circle. Got better,
Dramaturgy, yeah,
away from
backing away slowly. Thank you.
Now let's talk about Berserk.
Actually, no, Death Note still. I'm gonna take this potato chip and eat it. No. And Frederick Guimont. Frederick Guimont, our beautiful Frenchman living in the modern hellscape of
He's a
Canada.
Hail, Mr.
He's a
Honey
local
Badger.
Canuck.
And also Billy Bobstack, which Berserk is it? I believe it's for sure the older one.
It's the Berserk.
Yeah, this is like the 97 anime.
The only visual adaptation of Berserk, guys, right? The only one.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
What? What coming on here?
Billy and Bob Sack, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm only aware of this. Yeah, there are no others.
What's this? What do you mean that they made this
2016 to 2012?
series?
No, you're making that up.
It's misinformation.
You're fake news. Anyway. So let's see. We got Spice and Wolf. Actually, this is a very popular show. It showed up on a lot of lists, and I haven't actually seen it. It's one of the big ones that I haven't seen.
No, that's me too.
I haven't either.
And we got Elfin Lead. Any of you spicy boys or girls see Elfin Lead back in the day?
I've always heard of Elfin Lead. I know little bits and pieces of it, and I know that everyone who watches it either loves it or hates it.
I know everybody talks about the introduction in the first episode, which copies a lot from a certain sequence in Akira. And then I heard a lot of
just a little,
just a little, and then I heard people say, and then it kind of just evolves into your standard high school with spooky stuff.
Yeah, it suffers from that thing that in anime where everybody it doesn't know how to balance high school drama with the end of the world.
I can think of a few anime that have that problem.
Like I was thinking about it the other day. Like whatchamacallit, My Hero Academia has that a little bit, but in that world it kind of makes sense because they're training to be freaking superheroes. Of course they're going to be dealing with like the end of the world.
My hot take is Code Geass is really bad for that.
Yes, that's exactly the one I was thinking of, bro. That it really unbalanced that show, and that show could have been pretty good if it was sensical. We have the return of Cowboy Bebop, so we got Naruto, Trigun, Wolf's Rain. So what are our opinions on Wolf's Rain?
Never heard of it.
It's actually odd to see it on Storm Cruise.
I started watching it, and then I just kind of lost interest. It's like it has a very interesting premise. It's basically this group of wolves that can disguise themselves as humans. Okay, they're basically werewolves. And then they decide to go find this mystical being who may have the key to humanity, because humanity's basically dying. It's gone like Snowpiercer, basically. That's the world of Wolf's Rain. It's gone near.
Look at the wolf half of the Twilight movies, and this is it. So,
well, here's the
I watched
thing.
4 or 5 episodes, and I just kind of lost interest.
Here's the thing also, the Wolf's Rain, if you don't understand like Buddhism ideas, the ending makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I've heard it has a bit of a weird ending, and I think I might even heard you and I might have talked about this at some point, Maji-chan.
Yeah, one of my friends showed it to me to try to get me to watch more anime, and I'm like, the fight scenes were kind of cool when they were fighting, as but it felt like it dragged on forever. And then when you get to the ending, you're like, that sucked as an ending.
Yep. And then King Bob comes in with, for what it is, Wolfrain is pretty good, but I don't really care for it myself. Huh. An interesting combination of words and sentences there, Bob.
I think he's talking about how well made it is versus how much he enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
and that's fair. It just could have been said differently.
The art is really, really pretty in it. Like the wolves, their animation, the way they move, they actually look like real wolves when they're fighting, when they're running, stuff like that. But the story just fell flat.
Okay, so yeah, no. If this is his real list, guys, what do we rate this list? This is not bad.
It's actually kind of rounded if you think about it.
Tremendously round, gravity defying. Anyway,
there's 5 of them I have never seen and can't really have an opinion on, but one of the you told me I couldn't touch that with a 10-foot cattle prod. Death Note is one of them that I would love to touch repeatedly with a 10-foot cattle prod till it bursts into flames. And probably the highest one on there I'd rate would be Cowboy Bebop, which was... So I'd give it a 3.5.
I'd say I'd give this a solid 6. Solid 6.5.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I would give it a 6 too.
It's not basic. I'll say that. Like there are basic things on here, but the combination overall, it's not basic.
This comes with a lot of thorns. Ironically, somehow Space Dandy is probably the most brightest of all the shows on this. Like the most.
I know we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, well, this just as a.
I've heard the name of that.
I've seen parts, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Also, real quick, Herman P. Hunter, you kids in your anime, get off my lawn.
Not until you notice me.
Notice me, senpai. Ooh.
What did I say about doing that again?
Same thing Umbrella Cat said. Something about throwing up in your mouth. Now. Okay, so 6.
Just remember, guys, he's from Washington. It's normal.
We're lucky I'm even wearing pants on this stream. Anyway.
And I sink deeper into the Appalachian.
All right, so that is not guilty. Stormcrow's list. Now we're gonna bring this a little closer to home. Maji-chan. We're gonna judge a panelist.
It's already a 12 because it's Maji-chan.
No,
it's
you guys are actually
fabulous.
gonna laugh at it.
No, it's good though. Seriously, well, Natalia, fruit. I love seeing Fruit Basket. I love how Fruit Baskets does not like really fit in there that well. I love it. So here we have Maji-chan. Oh wow, this is a list. Automatically based for having both Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Zero on your list. Those are excellent shows, and I'm very happy to see them on someone's list. And Maji, I'm surprised to see so many you have some older shows on here. You got Legend of the Galactic Heroes. You have the 1989 Transformers. Not really an anime. Well, it is. It's just so Americanized.
Depends on the genre. Depends on the type of Transformers. Remember, there were 4 of them based out of Japan. You're talking Beast Wars Nero, Headmasters, Saber something, and Star Saber. It was Star Saber and
Star Saber. Wrangler, welcome to the stream, brother.
Wrangler, what was the 4th Transformers out of Japan? We have Victory, we have Headmasters, we have Beast Wars Neo. What's the other one? Anyway, it just depends on the Transformers, because the problem is Generation 1 was a Western style animation. Generation 2 became Japanese style animation, and Generation 3 was a crossover between the two, where the computer animation met with Japanese animation.
Yep, but no, this is a very based list, Maji. We have Trigun here. It has guns. It's a Western style and it's comedy. It's just fun all around. And honestly, the character designs are freaking fantastic from that show. We have your Transformers.
Trigun's got so many one-liners in it.
It does. What you got, MD?
Understand something. What the bleepity blank is Fruits Basket?
It's just
it's not for you. It's not for you, Bob.
I know it's not for me, but I would like to at least know what it is. Fish or fowl.
Okay,
first you have your shonen anime, and then you have your shoujo anime. Ooh,
whatever. Anyway,
it's a very famous shoujo.
He kind of
the
did a
whole
good
premise
job
of Fruits Basket is she's an orphan girl that accidentally came across this family that's cursed, and whenever they hug each other, they turn into animals. And so she becomes friends with all these guys and accidentally figures out how to reverse the curse.
Okay, so magical girl trope. Gotcha.
See.
Okay, that helps narrow it down. Thank you.
But it's not like inappropriate like some of the other magical girls.
It's not gross.
I've had to say I have fallen down the rabbit hole looking at stuff going, oh dear God, now I have to go poke out my mind's eye. I get it.
No, it's
Umbrella Cat original Fruits Basket or the remake?
The original. I haven't seen the remake.
The
original is very wholesome.
Yeah. I wonder why they remade it. People seem to regard the OG Fruits Basket pretty highly.
I know to my knowledge, the remake, so the original anime deviated quite a bit from the manga run. So the remake was there to get a bit closer. I think there was a lawsuit involved even. It was that egregious of a change.
Yeah, that happened to a lot of anime. They would start animating a show before the story's finished. And then they would just go off their own way. Or even weirdly enough, more strangely, they would go off their own way when they didn't have to, like when they still had story to tell. And they'd be like, what if we just did something completely different for no reason?
I'm looking at you, Full Metal.
Yeah. Well, no, the manga wasn't finished with the OG show. Yeah, they went way off the rails for their own reasons. And then you have Hetalia.
I've heard of this multiple times, but I don't know a thing about it other than it deals with racial or national stereotypes.
Deeply offensive in the best way. It's everything I want out of a show that's meant to offend.
So it's sort of like Scandinavia in the world.
Well, no, it's okay. So Hetalia, it's like 5 to 7 minutes episode because it's based off of a web manga. But you take the stereotype of every country, and then they're talking about old things that happened, like the most, basically the most obscure things in history that people wouldn't even think about. We're not talking about like the darkest and gruesome, just random history facts that people wouldn't even know about other than read out. And it's just funny as hell.
And they're all represented by these characters, like meant to represent their nation. It's always a fun idea when people do that well, and it's fun. It makes
Italy
stereotype humor.
Also, Romeo and Juliet. I remember wanting to watch this, but not actually seeing it. What was the appeal of this show, Maji?
Okay, so yes, it is Romeo and Juliet, kind of like the Shakespeare, but how they have it is it's a totally different story, even though they say the entire Romeo and Juliet story throughout the entire series. So they take 1 or 2 lines each episode from the play, and they'll tell you the whole play, but they completely redesign the story itself.
It's probably better. If I heard it was actually better than the OG, which isn't hard to do.
It's not hard to achieve.
It's not hard to achieve.
But it's actually really good. Well,
I'm
a chick, so I like chick flick. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just want to say, if you take a date to go out to see a play or a theatrical adaptation of Romeo and Juliet for Valentine's Day, it's not going to work. It's not going to work out, guys. Just want to leave that there.
I got a second date doing that, you son of a gun. No.
This is really good, and what's funny is they have an implanted Shakespeare character throughout the entire series, and so they're making fun of Shakespeare. Why they quote some of his lines while doing something completely different. but still following the story.
And in the upper left corner, what is that? I don't actually recognize it outside of like I've seen maybe some of the character design.
Be the beginning.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that show. I have nothing to contribute. Also, hey guys, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it anyway. We're all here, we're having a good time, and we're gonna roast you. So.
So Before the Beginnings, it's actually a Netflix anime series. Apparently, they released season 2, but the way the first season ended was almost perfect. So I didn't want to see the second season because I don't see how they could add to it. I don't want to ruin it because you know how sometimes when there's an addition, it just ruins things.
Yeah, nope. That happened with the show. There's a season 1 of a show I really, really enjoyed, and then Promised Neverland. That's what it was. And season 2 just it swan dove off like a peregrine falcon, 275 miles per hour, dove off of that cliff straight down. That's loved season 1 of that show.
Season 1 is amazing.
If season 2 was as good as season 1, it may be on my list. But
it deviated from the source material for absolutely zero reason, to my knowledge.
It was so baffling. It was, what the hell were they doing?
But yeah, no. So the Before the Beginning was actually I spotted for my brother for his Christmas Unseen. I didn't realize it was a Netflix original, but him and I both watched it. And we just because the first season was its own thing for the longest time. But him and I were just so like mesmerized. We ended up binge watching the entire season, like in a full day, just because, like I said, it was supposed to be a Christmas gift for him. Because I don't know what anime he likes, so I get him random animes just for the hell of it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But that was one of them that him and I were both just like watching at the edge of our seats because it had like epic battles. It had a government conspiracy cover up. It had a guy you couldn't tell if he was a hero or a bad guy, and so you were just
like V from Vendetta from the original graphic novel kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. He was like they called him like the Winged Prince, but nobody knew what he was the Winged Prince of.
That's
so
a lot
it
of
was
weebs.
It was just a lot of fun. It's been a while.
Welcome to the show, weebs.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Huddle close to your custom scented body pillow, and let's get into the show. Maji, I've been to your house. I'm not saying she has one, guys, but I'm also not saying she doesn't. Anyway.
TMI.
Anyway, then we have the shows that I'm excited are on your list. Fate Zero does make
Fate
it to my
Zero
list.
over Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works.
I agree, but there are moments in Stay Night that are really, really good. And the story main conflict kind of story thing in Stay Night is really compelling. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for any of those who haven't seen it, do not sleep on this series. This is by either of these series. They're by Ufotable or Ufotable, and they adapted this Japanese style, like kind of choose your own adventure game, and they came out with these two different series. Well, Zero is a prequel to Unlimited Blade Works, but they kind of spoil each other. They both spoil each other, so it's a toss-up as to which one to watch first.
The first one I watched was Zero and then Unlimited Blade Works.
Oh,
I didn't know which way to start, so I went by timeline. And in all honesty, I don't regret doing it because then that way, if I saw Unlimited Blade Works and then Zero might not have had that cool of an impact.
Yep. I would put Zero above Unlimited Blade Works, but they do something in the Unlimited Blade Works in a story-wise I have never seen before.
Oh, genuinely. I do have to warn people because I did not know that there is 2 Fate Stay Nights. So the first Fate Stay Night was the original show before Zero, but everybody kept going, okay, so what happened 10 years prior? So they made Zero, but Zero was so much better that they had to go and remake Stay Night because it made the original Stay Night just crap.
It was bad. It was bad.
So
people die when they are killed.
Yeah, that's the really bad dub.
Just because you're wrong doesn't mean you're incorrect.
So I didn't know
no,
that.
You mean when I put this triangular bayonet through Tavington's throat, he's going to die. Oh.
But when I went and bought it, I didn't buy Unlimited Blade Works. I bought the other one, not knowing it existed. Oh, I was so mad when
no. It's so much money too.
So I had to go and redeem myself by buying the Unlimited Blade Works after.
I am the bone of my sword. Anyway, I'm weeping out now, so we gotta move on. First, what do we rate Maji's list, guys? What do we rate Maji's list?
It's a tough one for me just because I haven't seen so much of it.
Have you not seen the Fate shows?
I haven't actually. I've never gotten into the
on
Fate
this.
series.
This is less balanced than some of the others, but there's a weird variety in here. I'm gonna put this with 6.5 weird uwus out of 10. Like a dude going uwu. How weird would that be? Imagine it.
I'll give it a 5 purely because it doesn't have anything that makes me want to shoot the TV, run out of the room, or kill the creator.
Oh, just you wait.
Oh yeah, I fully expect to be roasted just as hard.
I give it a 5 because there's several shows on here I've not seen and I'm uncertain, so I'm dead middle in the road. You do have Trigun though, so
I'm trying to be.
I mean, she has Transformers, so
I'm trying not to show too
That's
much
true,
favoritism, but because I love the Fate series, like with a deep physical nature. But I'd say 6.5 out of 10. Little weird uwus. I like it. All right, so we're moving on.
I would give it a
from
5
Monty
myself, just because I haven't seen so many of them. But there's the couple that I have seen on there, I really, really enjoy.
Yep.
You guys need to check out Before the Beginning, though. If you have Netflix, at least the first season. I don't know what the second season is because, well, when I got the first season, the second season wasn't even a thing, and I don't see how they could add more to it without ruining it.
There we go.
Sorry, noise in the background.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm going to.
You say? Neat.
I want you to cut down the largest tree in the forest with a herring.
And then Hitalia is just my random ADHD.
Oh, it's dumb and it's funny and it's wonderful.
I actually really enjoy Hitalia.
I can only accept that
Hitalia's
in
fun.
internet meme dosage. I don't know if I can go for a whole episode.
Well, that's the beauty of it. The whole episode is literally 5 minutes.
That's still too long for me. I'm sorry.
For those
So
wondering
here,
what
Kahuna is going to spoil.
this is a fight, one of many fights, but every fight in this show looks this good.
Yeah,
This is
the
a fight to
animation-
rattle your kahunas.
And this is maybe the least hyped fight in the entire show. So, like,
What's interesting is all the characters. The characters in both Day Night Unlimited and in the Zero are just you don't know who to root for. Well, some of them you do just because they're, but they are all well-designed.
Iskandar, Alexander the Great, he does show up in this show, and I root for him in all things for all time. There's no hesitation. But yeah, Fate is the same studio as Demon Slayer, Umbrella Cat points out, and yes, this is before they added certain stylized things that they do in Demon Slayer specifically. But the way they render the show is beautiful. I love the way that it looks.
And the music.
Yeah,
The music in this show is absolutely gorgeous.
Like for while I bring up the next list, quick summary: there's a cup, the Holy Grail, and it can grant you any wish. But in order to be granted the Holy Grail, you have to fight in basically a war with other magicians who all summon heroes from the past to be their champion. And so as pairs, they fight each other in like a battle royale to the death. And here we
Keep in
go.
mind, if you lose, you lose too.
Oh yeah.
It's time to get trippy.
It's time to get trippy. And here, he has some older shows on his list. A lot of them, actually. He is a little bit older than me, so it makes sense. But we got Angel Cop, Witch Hunter Robin, Paranoia Agent, the second gig for, whatchamacallit, Ghost in the Shell.
Oh.
Cowboy Bebop. Gundam Wing, not Seed. Seed, it's either Seed or Wing for most people. Dragon Ball Z, Mushishi, and Wolf's Rain.
This is a really good variety.
It makes sense. It really does. It represents him pretty well of the shows that I actually recognize. Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z, they definitely appeal to his childhood. Cowboy Bebop, it's a fun list, and it has the right vibe for him. And then, of course, Ghost in the Shell, that's a great one. Angel Cop, that's such a cool looking show. And Mushishi, Wolf's Rain is yeah. This list makes a lot of sense. I think it's a pretty decent list.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? Were you one of the Gundam wingers back when that came out? MD, was that on your radar?
I've never seen anything Gundam. To me, they're just a meme going, it's a Gundam. That's all that I know.
It's a Gundam.
This is like the show everybody grew up on. Yeah.
I got the entire Appleseed graphic novels that was republished by Eclipse. So that was my, Landmate Power Armor thing. And then, otherwise it was Robotech, man. That was the thing. There was no Gundam on broadcast television where I was at.
Witch Hunter Robin. I've heard of it, but have I actually seen it? I don't know if I've seen Witch Hunter Robin. Has anyone here actually seen it? Or know much about it?
It's a little obscure for me.
Also, I'll say this. A lot of people either jumped in with Gundam Wing, which is arguably a better show, even though it's still, has some of the older anime things I don't like. But Gundam Seed was played a lot, and it's too bad because it's one of the worst Gundam shows ever made. I'm sorry.
See, with Gundam Wing, I actually have the model kit for the winged Gundam, so I have no room to talk.
You're saying you're a weeb, Maji?
I'm
weebs on my stream.
Dude, I'm a big Robotech person. Anything robotic, I'm down, okay?
I mean, I've seen your helmet, so yeah, it makes sense.
You've touched my helmet.
I don't know where to go with that, but it's going to go far away from me.
So threw her beaver down on the ground and touched her helmet. Anyway.
There's channel lore.
There we go. And this
What's funny is that is completely clean.
It is.
I know. A wonderful rendezvous in the near future. Your lucky color is black.
Anyway, we have representation now, so here we go.
Looks like early 2000s.
Yeah, it
does.
Maybe mid 2000s. Some of that rendering is.
I'm getting like similar character designs to Standalone Complex, slightly like character design similarities.
Yeah, I could see it. I'm gonna bring back Trippy's list here. There we go. Herman says this feels so dirty. You filthy individual. All right, here we go. Aha!
Nice.
I've not yet begun to defile myself.
Whoa, wait, what did I do? What did I do?
What'd you
I
do?
don't know what you did.
I ruined it. There we go, fixed. English dub, ew, says Umbrella Cat. All right. So here we have something. We have a sub-supremacist here. I'm calling you out, Umbrella Cat. You're a sub-supremacist, aren't you? You're one of those dirty sub-only people.
Dub, not sub.
Actually, no. Truth be told, if they are equal, I'm probably watching the sub. If the dub is better, I will watch the dub. But
if there's a dub, I'm watching it every single time because I waste time reading.
Says the author and reader MD Boncher. Waste time reading, huh? That's it.
I'm not. If I'm watching a movie, I don't want to be reading subtitles, man.
For me, it depends on the series.
Certain dubs are better, but it's rare.
I am one of those rare people that love the bad early dub of Akira purely because that's what I grew up with.
No.
I loved it because of the cheese factor. And I listened to the redub of it, and it's a higher quality, but I do not like the localizing they did to it.
Yeah, sometimes the localizing, like for me on some of the newer shows, your average dub is very watchable, and sometimes even better.
No.
But for me, like on the newer shows, it comes down to which like how they voice certain characters. Like I'll use MHA as an example. A lot of people have seen that one. I like the dub overall, and some of the people they have are better in their parts, but Deku and All Might, they're way better in the sub. Like unquestionably better. I
could not watch the dub for My Hero. For me, it was just too cringe in places, so I had to go with sub.
I agree, but some of the voices were better in English. Like some of them were. Like Aizawa, he was better in the dub. Sorry.
See, the Transformers subs are so bad, so bad.
Oh,
especially
the voice acting or the or what?
The subtitle ones, the voices just don't match at all. And then they're like, because a lot of them are 90s, early 2000s. Oh my gosh, the translations are so corny. And then you watch it, the dub, you're like, okay, this is more tolerable.
That sauce, I can like Manji's right here. You don't need to throw yourself out there like a little schloot. Anyway, let's see. I can only watch Psycho-Pass in sub because of the move. Yeah, I understand. Psycho-Pass has a great dub, but the sub is just fine too. In the movie,
when I was younger, I would typically watch everything in the English dub. But as I've gotten older, I kind of just wing it. I can't really explain. I like most of my new anime consumption's about 50-50 between the sub and dub. Like I watched like Horse Recoil a few years ago with the sub the whole way through because the voice actress that does Jisato, it just is fantastic. So charismatic in it. There's like, yeah, nobody else can top this. I don't know what she's saying, but she is so hilarious.
I know, and for me, like you kind of get like once you start watching anime like more often, you kind of get to that point where you get used to the way that they speak, and it makes their voices fit better with certain characters. Like the dub of one of my favorite shows. Oh crap! Why am I? Oh, Haikyuu, a volleyball show. The dub is fine, but I got so used to the characters' voices in the Japanese that I had to go back. But alas, what do we give Trippy's list overall? A lot of older shows, but yeah, it's very representative of him. I'm going to give him, I'd say a 5.5 or a 6.
I would probably give it an 8. I think it's a solid list.
That's fine. I just like I don't care for most of a lot of the shows on this list, or I selectively care about some of the shows on this list.
I would have given him a 7, but I'm taking a waypoint for having Dragon Ball Z on it, so it's a 6.
Next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Man, you guys are harsh.
I can.
You'll be able to dog on me.
Sometimes you just want a muffin button.
Remember when they earlier MD when you mentioned a list of degenerate shows? Anyway, here we go. So here we have Sybil. Here we have Sybil's list.
All right, this next one goes out to T.S. Bowl.
Sybil, son, say it right. Say it tight. Anyway.
Nah, I'm not.
This is the people's elbow, and I'm taking you down.
I have not. I've heard of 2 of these.
I have watched almost all of these. Holy smokes!
He's got Ninja Scroll on there. Okay, that's terrifying.
Bro, he is wearing his taste on his sleeve with this list. Holy smokes, dude! Honor, you know him. You know him well too.
My list.
Yeah, there's a good amount here that really kind of like you see it in his writing, especially.
Oh yeah. read out. What do you got? What do you got, brother? Have you seen a lot of the Twilight of the Cockroaches? I have never heard of this until I
had to
looked
look
up the
that
picture.
up.
Right.
This is what it says from Wikipedia. It's a 1987 anime live-action film written and directed by, I'm not going to say that name, that combines live-action footage with animation. The plot concerns a society of cockroaches who live
Whoa.
peacefully in the apartment of a bachelor named Saito until a woman moves in and the human beings who exterminate the cockroaches. The cockroaches are depicted through animation, humans depicted through live action.
So it's Anime Joe's Apartment.
You.
Or that one Disney movie. What the hell was it called?
Bug's Life? No.
No. Where they... Yeah, anyway. But yeah, no, we have
Roger
Miss
Rabbit?
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, No Game, No Life, Konosuba, Kasan. Wait, what was Robot Hunter, Twilight of the Cockroaches, Ninja Scroll, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, and Ghost in the Shell. I'm gonna rate this list fairly high. That being said, I am gonna, like, if we're talking degeneracy in general, we're gonna talk about all three of these up above. Oh, we got Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, No Game, No Life with the weird not brother, not brother, not sister kind of things, and then Konosuba, which is, to be fair, it's a harem show that's making fun of harems. But
I've actually always meant to get around to Konosuba. I still want to watch it one day.
You haven't. Konosuba is maybe like top 5 funniest shows I've ever seen of any kind.
Well, that's why I want to watch it.
Meanwhile, Boncher's down here feeling really awkward and completely out of his element when you talk about Konosuba.
Well, no, it's not nearly as bad as No Game, No. Just because anyway, girls got eaten by frogs.
Compare it to something like Jobless Reincarnation. Oh God.
Oh crap! God. I know what to send. Okay, hold on.
Otter, did I rant one time to you and Billy about Jobless Reincarnation? I swear I went on a major rant about somebody and asked a question like, why does this stuff keep popping up and why do keep people watching it? This looks awful.
I've ranted about that show several times. I had no idea what I was getting into with that anime, and I regret it hard.
Maybe we had a collective rant powwow.
All I can say is I've never heard of the top 5 there. Ninja Scroll made me kind of go, okay, this is kind of, okay, I gotta stop watching this. Cowboy Bebop, enough said. Full Metal Alchemist, another case of, oh, this is really cool. Oh, I gotta stop watching it.
Can't watch it, yeah.
And then Ghost in the Shell, of course, I view very highly. So I have a lot of heavy negatives versus a lot of a couple big positives, and a whole lot of in the middle.
Hey, fellow weebs, fellow degenerates. You know what brings me tremendous joy? Konosuba scenes without any context whatsoever. So here we go. Holy smokes, dude.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Whiskey Tango.
A very short scene without context. Why was the animation on the hands so good, though? It was so fluid.
That was sweet animation. I'll give it that. But why wiggly fingers? Yeah.
Mean song? Yeah, song. We'll go with, yeah. There we go.
My brain
anyway.
hurts.
Anyways.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the 4 of us sat around and watched Akuna try to figure out how the internet works.
No, I know how the shut up.
Next week on The Walking Dead.
Oh, it's a song. Never mind. It's not the right one. Anyway, I'll give up. But here we go. It is a scene from the show, but it's not the original one. Anyway, here we are.
What the what?
I'll break down Konosuba. It's an isekai. Kid dies supposedly saving a girl from getting hit by a bus. Turns out he is just dehydrated. He hallucinated, and then he died of fear. And even the hospital staff laughed at him in the way that he died. And so he goes to a magical fantasy world. And in this fantasy world, the goddess who is teaching him how to go, like offering him a weapon or a power before he goes into this world, says, you can have any of these things that you want. And she is so dismissive and rude to him that he decides, F it, you're coming with me. You're coming into this world. And she loses her goddess stat. Anyway, And so it's basically a D&D party where everybody is useless in some form or fashion. There's one girl, Megumi. She is the explosion girl. Most powerful magic in the game. It's one shot that will kill anything. But it's one shot, and then she's paralyzed, cannot move after that. Completely useless. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a tremendous comedy, and I highly recommend. Now let me bring that list back up. I know how the internet works. Shut up, readout.
Lies.
There we go. I definitely didn't scuff the beginning of this stream. No. I just like that. There we go. We know what we're doing. Yamate. Also, No Game, No Life. It's in theory, it's just a show about a guy who's really good at different kinds of video games and board games. But I see you, Sybil. I know what you're about. So what do we rate Sybil's list?
I would probably go with a solid 7. That's where I'm kind of ranking this.
Anything from this list but Full Metal.
Full Metal automatically gets a couple of points for me, honestly. It's just that good of a show. And you'll notice it shows up a lot. Cowboy Bebop, a few of them, Ghost in the Shell in some form will show up almost always.
I will give at least some partial points for Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, and Ninja Scrolls, but definitely points for Ghost in the Shell. So I'll go ahead and give it a 6.5 just for that. But the rest, I can't make a judgment on it.
I want to say
Billy,
I want to say higher. But your degenerate weeb side, Sybil, is showing just a little too much. So I'm going to say a 7. Also, guys, everybody boo John. He didn't send his list. Boo. Boo.
Congratulations, John. You were smarter than me.
He's probably busy writing, loser.
Yeah, doing the thing he needs to put pages out. Yeah. Okay, we'll give him a sympathy. Meh, because he was writing probably.
Who needs writing when you can watch anime?
Me, if I want to get the next book out so I can get people to buy it.
Wait, what? Oh,
speaking of Boncher.
Yeah, here.
Guess who's next?
Trash me.
In the words of
I
Bill
didn't realize
Goldberg,
I made one
you're
mistake.
next.
The problem is I don't know what I would do to bump. So.
Oh, we'll tell you.
Rost metostis.
So we have Ghost in the Shell. Also, for your variety, Ghost in the Shell. And one more time, Ghost in the Shell.
I think I'd probably have
Wait, no, it's 4 times, Boncher. 4
different ones, man. I will say this: I probably would have either removed Second Gig or Innocence had I been thinking and put Akira in there.
And then you have Appleseed on top of that.
I know. You have
favorite manga.
Boncher, you know what I see when I see your list? I'm not just a weeb. I'm a sophisticated gentleman with high taste. I drink nothing but wine, the best wines, and I know what country they're from just from a sip. That's a list that you gave me.
I know what I like, and I like it a lot.
Oh,
I did. I basically had to sit there and go.
Perfect Blue. It's a good film, but is it fun to watch?
Actually, I enjoy it. The only downside is they don't make a dub.
You're sick.
Duh. Get to the point of where you're wrong there.
That's true.
It's one
Herman
of those.
says, I drink nothing but the best boxed wine.
Hey, I will have you know that I use glass bottles. Mad Dog no longer comes.
King
in.
Bob, I would say I would give him bonus points if it was one of them, but both of them, little highbrow, don't you think?
Well,
I don't know.
what we can see here is Boncher has a very particular taste.
Yep.
That be's mostly two different.
I think he's
theaters,
saying
but
he's better than us, guys. Like everybody here.
I've only seen Spirited Away. I have no say in any of this.
Wait, Maji, you've seen Ghost in the Shell, surely.
No,
Or Spirited
I've
Away.
only seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay, so you've seen it. I was about to send that slap. Anyway.
all right.
King
Yep,
Bob,
it.
that's when
To
you
the
had to
padded room.
pick
To the
out.
padded room.
I don't belong on this panel, guys.
Come
I
to the
have
padded
you
room.
stop.
Bye bye. No, just kidding.
Paprika.
I love
is very
highbrow
well-
crackhead, says King Bob.
Yeah, that's when you get your pinky out when you light your crack pipe.
Pinky out? What do you mean by that, Umbrella Cat? I'm concerned.
Tea.
Yeah,
When you
Satoshi
see
Kon.
tea,
One of
the
the
pinky
things-
out.
Yeah, pinky out whenever you're drinking tea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Slow tonight, guys. Also, Michael Harris says
Satoshi Kon.
he misspells your name Bomb Chur. Anyway,
Oh,
Bomb Chur
God.
loves Satoshi
Yes,
Kon.
I do. The only one of his that I have not seen Psycho Pass yet because I didn't realize it was his.
Bro.
And two, I have yet to see Tokyo Godfathers. I do want to watch that one of these days.
Bro, you do need to see, like, especially for your sci-fi stuff, dude. You've got to see set. Yeah, it's really
See
good,
what?
man. Psychopaths.
Oh, well, yeah, I was a paranoid agent. I started watching
I was
Psycho
saying.
Pass, and I was like,
I was saying
I don't think I can be close to this too many.
sorry, I
seasons.
paused there for a moment. I'm like, I don't think it's physically possible for Satoshi Kon to do Psychopaths.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking
That's what you said. I messed
paranoid
up, yeah.
agent.
I'm a little distracted with the Ultimate Kahuna. Yo, gonna sleep now. Hope I can get invited to something like this someday. Christian, you or Stormcrow, you could have come on, man. It's too late. It's 'cause this is Islander prejudice. That's what this is. This is just hate. This is hate for being Hawaiian and not Puerto Rican. Anyway.
Yeah, I even have to down my
Well, you
my
wanna swap
list to a
places?
9 because I've left Akira off, and Akira was my first true love of motion picture grade anime. I don't know which one of the Ghosts in the Shells I would have bumped. It would have been either Innocence or Second Gig.
Bontra, you don't have to dock any because do you not read the fine print on the top left one? That's first and second gig.
With my vision, it all looks like da 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 da.
It's first and second gig, so you didn't have to lose any of it.
Yeah, well then I would have merged them and put Akira on there.
I'm almost licking my screen. I'm so close. I can see it just fine.
The fine print. If you lick the fine print, it rubs off on your tongue, and then yeah.
You know, Herman, you're right. Stop Hawaiian hate. Everybody, rise up.
Then right after we
But yeah,
see
Millennium
Boy Bob
Actress
Sack's
is-
I thought you were
comment-
Samoan Kahuna. How dare you, sir?
Ah.
Andrew, how dare you?
So we're doing Island Fat jokes now.
Whoa, I thought he was referencing my head. Did you just assume my race?
No, I assumed your weight.
Oh, you son of a... Wait.
Look at me.
Wait.
Am I one?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Holy smokes, dude. You know what I didn't have time for? I wanted to make a joke one for Royce and fill it out with just like the most degenerate shows I can think of. But alas, I ran out of time.
Yeah.
And so now we're going to look at another list, y'all.
Well, we know he watches Dr. Stone and Aaron or whatever, however you pronounce it.
What
so.
the hell did you just say?
Like Dr. Stone.
Anyway, he
Dr.
watches the Dr. Stone, and here we are.
What the what?
He watches the Stone Doctor.
That's my favorite doctor. Am I right, Phil? Anyway,
I get the feeling nobody wanted to rate my.
so
list.
this is the sheep lover himself, our own creative Welshman.
Hold on.
We
We didn't rate Boncher's list.
Oh,
Nobody roasted me, dude.
I don't know anything on that list to rate.
So I get a
You know-
from Maji.
anyway, you don't speak. We're rating you. I give it. I meme, but I give it a 6 out of 10. A little too highbrow for me, but I understand it. I understand your list. You're allowed to speak again. There you go.
I gotta just sit here and cry.
I would give it a 7 out of 10, just because they are some really good series. It's just variety. That's
You would have gotten higher if you didn't have Ghost. You would have gotten higher if you didn't make Ghost in the Shell 4 times.
Well, it's known as knowing what you like.
That's true. You know what else is funny?
You guys give me crap for having 2 fates on there.
I didn't give you crap for
What
that.
crap out of you guys? Come on.
Maji, I gave you points for that.
Yeah, Bambo's list is of zero things because she doesn't like anime at all. So she just said,
Uncultured.
It's called the backhand boncher, is what Herman says.
"Ooh, my God."
But anyway, we got focus. The creative Welshman, the sheep lover himself. Meh. Anyway, Miyazaki, Spirited Away, Pokemon, the OG Dragon Ball, Full Metal Alchemist, Ultimate Muscle. Wow, I haven't heard of that show in a long time. Castle in the Sky, Sailor Moon.
This has got to come off. I'm overheating.
Devil May Cry, and Attack on Titan. I am surprised. I am very surprised Attack on Titan did not show up on more people's lists.
A lot of people were mad at that ending, I think.
And that was fairly recent in terms of shows. Yeah, I understand that. But like the show, I rate the show very high overall. I'm just again surprised it didn't show up on more lists.
I'm gonna be the contrarian and say I always thought it was kind of overrated a little bit.
Me
Still
too.
quality, but overrated.
The naked giants walking around eating people kind of turned me off the first episode, so I never finished.
No, that just gets me going.
I got in a little longer, but same.
Dude, season 3, both parts are so excellent. Some of the best anime has to offer is in season 3, honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't make it that long.
That's fine. It's okay to be wrong, Maji.
I'm gonna be the real contrarian and say that I really enjoyed season 2 quite a bit.
Oh, I did too. Yeah.
I know a lot of people who hate season 2 with a fiery passion.
The information drop in season 2 was wild. It broke the expectation we have for how they drop information on the show.
What did a fleet of B-29s fly over the creators and drop in?
Well, no, because when like there if you watch the show enough, you notice there was a pattern when something crazy was about to happen. And it would always follow like this kind of pattern. You noticed it after watching season 1 and even parts of season 2. And then like near the end of season 2, a character just casually says like basically an enormous spoiler very, very casually. It hits you like a slap in the face. It's very, very jarring. But anyway, on this list, he has a lot of I think what Creative Welshman has here is a very nostalgic list. Because we have OG Pokemon. Great show. It's just it's not something I actively watch, but I'll watch it with my kids. Dragon Ball, again, very kind of older show. Sailor Moon.
Put on the original Dragon Ball.
I do too. Yeah.
Everybody says Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z.
Ugh.
But this is a very strange list for me because it's like half nostalgia and then like half like really good stuff. You got Spirited Away, Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan. I'm a little baffled by Sailor Moon. Like, was it just like he's an artist? Was it the character designs? I'm gonna say there was very little there to appeal to me anyway. What was that?
I'm gonna say he watches the sub for that.
I'm guessing, yeah. Castle in the Sky. That's a movie I'm surprised did not show up more too. That's a pretty decent movie.
I like Castle in the Sky is fun, but it gets forgotten because you had Nausicaa in 1984, which technically isn't a Ghibli film, but now it's marketed as one. And like literally all the branding is Ghibli. So you had that big epic, and then you had My Neighbor Totoro come right after Castle in the Sky, which became the icon for Ghibli. So it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and it's interesting, but.
It's not what I wouldn't rate it in the higher echelons of Miyazaki films that I've seen, or Ghibli films anyway.
One of those you hate to say it's not one of your favorites because it's like there's nothing bad about it. It's really charming and cute, but
also Billy Bob brings in his wisdom. Shut up, Otter.
No, you shut up.
Here's also the thing too, though. Castle in the Sky kind of got mixed up with Howl's Moving Castle, so a lot of people remember Howl's over that one.
Yep. I watched Howl's a lot.
It's an honorable mention for me. Howl's Moving Castle is an honorable mention for me.
It's a solid show, but it's just like even amongst Miyazaki films, it just doesn't appeal to me the same way it does to other people.
Howl's Moving Castle is a beautiful mess. That's how
I agree.
I agree.
I agree with that.
But I keep going back to that one, but not as much as I go back to say Spirited Away. If I want to watch a Studio Ghibli film and I don't want to watch like My Neighbor Totoro or something like that, I'll go to Spirited Away before I go to Howl's Moving Castle.
What was the
Yeah.
What was the Ghibli film where the Japanese were designing like the Zero airplane, like the fighter plane? Do you guys remember that?
Rises.
Oh, that's what that was. That's an underrated film.
Very, loosely inspired by about the making of the Zero. Very
exact adaptation of history.
So
it
not
is
Porco
history.
Rosso?
You don't even need your textbook anymore. This covers it.
So not Porco Rosso. Gotcha.
I'd probably watch Porco Rosso for
also a lot of Castle in the
Again.
Sky love in the chat here. Michael Harris and Skunks both really like it.
The art
You guys
in
are stupid,
Castle
and I
in the
hate you now
Sky
for
is amazing.
disliking Castle. In the...
Art.
No,
It
you,
has-
Michael Harris, you're there in China. You automatically hate Japanese things. Anyway,
It's not a contact high or contact hate.
We never said we disliked Castle in the Sky. We're just saying it's one of the more mild Ghibli entries.
Mhm.
you know what that means in the anime community readout? A 5 is basically I hated it. A 5 out of 10 in anime is I hated it. It was terrible. Worst thing ever made.
So they're doing the Marriott customer service scale. If it isn't a 10, you hated it.
Yep. 5 out of 10 is not average. Like 7.5, that's average in the anime world.
I run 5 as average.
I was going to call it
too.
the modern games journalism rating scale.
No, that's just lies, Otter. Anyway.
Those are just lies. Yes.
So what would we rate the creative Welshman? I can't believe Ultimate Muscle ended up on a list. I am so shocked.
That's an old Fox Kids show. I can't believe
know.
anybody remembers it.
I can't believe he put Sailor Moon. I wish he was here. I'd love to ask him why it's on there.
I have to take off for Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and Sailor Moon. I mean,
Whoa,
you know,
Pokemon
it could be-
MD, calm down.
Dude,
down.
You know what it could be? It
It's
just
the
could have been
original.
shows he enjoyed as kid too.
Oh, for sure. At least half of this list is what that is.
yeah, Pokemon came out. I was already about 15 years out of the target audience range. I watched an episode, and the artwork just makes me want to vomit every time I look at it. And the storylines are even worse than the artwork for me. So I take points off for Pokemon. So
You and I will have to talk about this later.
3. Oh, are we
Anyway.
going to have a talk in the back alley? Is that how it is? Are we going to roll that way now?
Roll that way.
Oh,
Screw you.
I would still, my personal rating, I'd probably give this a 5. It's right down the middle in terms of like taste and
I
kind of like nostalgia factor.
I give points for Spirited Away, Full Metal Alchemist, and Castle in the Sky, but boy.
I give it a 5.5 for that reason. Yeah. But now we are
hold
moving
on. I didn't rank.
I don't care. No, go ahead.
I got 2 warheads over here that are going to take every one of yins out because I become deaf, destroyer of anime. Anyways,
Then Otters
You said
inherit the
Yins,
earth.
you already poisoned me.
yeah, true. I was actually going to say I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. He has a well-rounded list. Not everything I would say I personally
Whoa.
enjoy, but
Somebody
I
call-
appreciate the variety. I appreciate that he can go from the darkest depths of hell to the brightest patches of sunlight.
Somebody call
Read out. I appreciate you coming in here. I love the representation we have on this stream. I mean, we need someone from your community to really represent. Anyway,
I'm saying call 911. I think he's having a stroke.
I'm having a stroke. Anyway,
He's
I'm
spelled
having-
toast.
I'm having 2 Lennons right now.
I need more
Jesus.
alcohol.
Okay, and now we're going to get to the shortest list of them all.
I know.
Neutron Boar, Spirited Away, and Princess Mononoke. It's it's 2 one and done. It's based good.
10.
I have no problem with this list. It's just
You know what's funny?
There are a
is
lot of
I
boars
could
in
see
Princess Mononoke.
Both those shows in his art is influence.
yeah, you could see it.
I'll
I
give
agree.
that list a 10 for 10.
Yeah, I mean it's simple. There's not much to say here. They're both excellent movies. For my money, Princess Mononoke every time. I adore that movie. It's
Here's
very,
my
very
2
good.
cents on it.
Good.
One is one of the greatest animated films of all time. The other is Spirited Away.
I would have reversed that statement.
Ooh, okay. So
No,
that's it, Boucher. We're gonna fight. That's what you chose. You woke up and chose violence today.
He has.
Put on those
There's gonna be
fighting
2
gloves.
hits.
boy.
You hitting me, then me falling on you, and you're going.
We need like the Dragon Ball Evolution, like da na 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 da 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 da.
We need fight music.
Fight. Anyway.
All I'm hearing is Batman here. No.
You need your shark repellent.
I don't have Julia
And
Child.
now we have a list by Mr. A.S. Brunert. Very unexpected list from someone his age, actually. He's on the he is maybe the youngest member of our gilded community here. And we have a very balanced, interesting a lot of shows that came out maybe even before he was born, which is interesting.
This gets points for Bakano.
Yep, Bakano's a solid show.
I don't know about is To Your Eternity. I have at least interactions with every other piece on here.
I don't know much about The Last Exile. I don't know much about that.
I've not seen much of this show. I know more about it from Bonzart because he talked about it on one of his episodes.
It's for sure like an influence. Yeah,
it's full steampunk. It's a very interesting setting.
Very diesel punk, not steampunk.
Yeah.
Shut up, Billy. Anyway. But yeah, no, To Your Eternity. That like he has a very Porco Rosso. I'm so surprised that this ended up on his list of all people's list.
I've seen clips of that and it looks really good, but I have not seen it yet.
It's fun, but it didn't inspire anything besides, oh, cool.
So sort of like my reaction to My Neighbor Totoro is, oh, this is really cool and cute, but that's it.
that movie hits different when you have kids who also enjoy it. There's what's that Ghibli movie? Oh crap! It's newer. It's one of the later ones. What the hell is it called? Ponyo. That's right.
Oh,
my kids love that movie, and as a consequence, I kind of love that movie too. That's like a very fun, cute, weird movie.
That's the Ghibli film I try to always talk right over, and I'm like, and no, we don't want to talk about that. Then When Rises came out.
And then you watch Grave of the Fireflies, and what's left is lingering depression.
It's the natural progression. Thorin, you're turning 7. It's time. Anyway, we got 86, which is I have some of the manga for this, so I haven't seen the show. This is a show. It's supposed to be like kind of a historical, like reimagining of history with mechs a little bit, and it's a very cool idea. And then Violet Evergarden as well.
I've heard a lot about Violet Evergarden. I've seen snippets of the animation, and it's really good.
It's one of those shows that is trying to draw emotion from you, and it does. But just for me, it does not hit me as hard as some other shows that try to do that.
That's fair.
It does for a lot of other people, just not.
That's
me.
Fair. I can say some people could say it's trying too hard, but that story's fantastic. Violet Evergarden.
The art style is gorgeous in that show. There's not a frame of that show that looks bad in my opinion.
I think setting up a plot to be through basically a typist, like a ghostwriter, is a very great concept, especially set it in a pseudo post World War setting. It's its own fantasy. It's a pseudo. It's not even a fantasy setting. It's essentially the post World War II, but without World War II.
and with some fantasy elements. It's very light. It's almost like Full Metal Alchemist when it's not being really deep on the lore stuff. Bakano is also a very fun show. This is a very good AS. This is a very based list. This is a very good list, my son.
This man has the best list thus far tonight, in my humble opinion. He does get 10 out of 10 for me. Not even joking.
I'm giving him a solid 8.5 maybe. This is a very good list. Very impressed.
Well, I'm gonna go German again and say 9.
9?
9.
Anyway, don't you have a certain group of people to round up, or is that later?
Otterkind?
He's rounded up all the 86.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Give it a 7. For what I see that I know of, it's solid. I mean, there's no real clunkers on there that I know of.
And now we're gonna have a palate cleanser. Maji, what do you think? What do you think of AS's list?
I know 2 shows on it.
Perfect.
Do you like the colors?
Are they pretty? Anyway, we're going with maybe the most different list out of everybody's list. Not in general for shows, but just for the demographic of people who filled out lists. This is maybe the most different list that I've seen in the grouping that I have. And that is Allison Wade. Holy smokes, dude! I got punched in the nads by Shoujo with this list.
Hey,
I
Fist
like
of the
Full
North
Metal
Star.
Panic.
I know, but then that's like thrown in there. I'm like, whoa, wait a second.
And I'm completely out of my element.
I recognize a couple of the stills, but
Full Metal Panic. Okay, there's two different types of Full Metal.
Panic.
You have Full Metal Panic, and then you have Full Metal Fumafu, which, like, totally, Full Metal Panic is the most serious war-based spy disaster you could think of, and then Fumafu makes fun of all of that shit.
I only recognize
on this you have Full Metal Panic, Ranma Half, Sailor Moon, Hokuto no Ken, City Hunter, Slayers, Orange Road, Dragon Ball, and Creamy Mommy.
The name alone.
Who wants to watch Creamy Mommy with the Ultimate Goon? I actually recognize a couple of these, but not many of them. Holy smokes, dude.
Oh my god.
But then she has Fist of the North Star!
That's astonishing. And City Hunter. That was the one I recognized, but I couldn't place it.
He looks like a man with a plan, and he's going to take care of. He's going to put those bad guys to
Full Metal
justice.
Panic. I do actually have, I think, one of those DVDs. I picked it up and then couldn't find the rest of the series, and so it sort of fell off my list. Wasn't bad.
That's weird. I have the entire thing.
Pens, holy shit. Oh man, I'm trying not to swear. Anyway. So this is. I've watched a lot of shows, even older shows, but I'm not. This is not a list I'm super familiar with.
I know Slayers. I know
Michael Harris. You're outing yourself, man.
I tragically know what Ramda 1/2 is.
Nope, don't fall.
I know the image of Full Metal Panic, but that's all the more I can say.
It's fun. That's what I'll say. It's good.
I've always
action.
been meaning to see it.
Oh,
I just feel out of my league to like rate this.
Full Metal Panic does have the most disturbing bathhouse episode I have ever seen, though.
I forgot about that.
I'm scared to
I
ask.
forgot, Naji. I straight forgot that existed. And now you
It
just
is like the most terrifying episode I have ever seen.
It's an anime. There's obviously going to be a scene with a bathhouse.
Of course.
Yeah. And then there's going to be some creep trying to look through the wooden walls because it's anime. They all go to the same bloody bathhouse.
That reminds me of the was it the Ryuken scene from Tekken Concrete? That almost made my list. It almost made my list. One of my honorable mentions.
And King Bob brings up, if you're an old bastard like me, you've seen all of these except Full Metal Panic. I am amazed. Bob, I'm amazed you've seen all of these. Holy smokes, dude. And the man behind the screen, he's watched almost all of these as well. Holy crap. I did not realize so many people had watched these shows. I think it's just an older demographic. Again, I didn't get into anime until 2013 after I got married.
You gotta remember, though, Sailor Moon was the first thing on before Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it was Sailor Moon, Beast Wars, then Pokemon. If you were growing up during that timeline, Sailor Moon was part of your cartoon lineup.
Yeah, that's true.
Not intentionally, but it was there.
It certainly was. Okay, and now we're going. Now, before we move on, what do we rate Allison's list?
The problem is I haven't seen most of them, but I would still rate it a solid 6 out of 10, just based on what I do know.
I have to give her a point for Fist of the North Star. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
There's a couple positives there that I can appreciate, but there's also 2 negatives, so it's a 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go 5 as well. I just don't know how to really respond to this one.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know, and I'm slightly aroused and uncomfortable.
Wouldn't be a Weeb chat if it was.
Next free by free.
CA Pence just says 5 creamy mommies.
Oh, Lord.
That sounds like an anime, like 12 Days of Christmas. Holy crap.
Creepiest stuff.
And now I'm automatically giving him this win. This is the most bro list I've ever seen.
And I think that's part of the problem. You don't like the girls' list.
I do like the girls' list. I liked your list. I was just trying not to show favoritism. Now, Timo Burnham with the manliest list ever made.
Man, we're really getting the whiplash right now.
Straight from Allison to Timo.
And it was at the hour and 40
We have
minute mark
Vinland Saga, Solo
rattling the
Leveling,
brains.
Cowboy Bebop, Goblin Slayer, Philionian, Cyberpunk, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's a lot of shonen and a lot of seinen.
This is a man's list. Like a single bro. That's this list. For anyone wondering. And yo, Animated Moon, thank you for joining us. That's pretty much all I got to say, man. I haven't seen Solo Leveling yet. I do want to see it. I haven't seen Furkin, but people have things to say about it, so I may end up watching that. But
Frieren.
Furkin. Anyway, again, Full Metal Alchemist, favorite show of all time. Happy that's on there. Attack on Titan, very based. Jujutsu Kaisen, it's very appealing to some people. It just didn't capture me.
I'm about the same with Jujutsu Kaisen and Cyberpunk.
I feel weird about. I really liked certain things about Cyberpunk, but I feel weird about that one still. Goblin Slayer. I watched the first episode and didn't continue, and that's kind of where I was at.
I did not know that they did a Cyberpunk anime based off of our Telesaurians game. I'm going to have to take a look at that because I have been playing and running Cyberpunk since 1988 when it came out.
Bontra, I will warn you. It is very nihilistic.
Well, that's probably
been forewarned.
Most stuff out of the Cyberpunk game is. I mean, the first combat system, Friday Night Firefight, you pretty much had I'd call it a 60% chance of dying. It was that lethal because it was based off of real FBI statistics on how gunfights work.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so you get shot, there's no just walking it off or drinking a healing potion. No.
I do notice there are no older shows on this list. Like, Brotherhood is maybe the oldest, or Attack on Titan. Those are maybe the oldest shows on this list. Which is
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Besides
you just get so used to Bebop being on everybody's list. You just
it's Bebop and Full Metal. They're on every list.
It never comes off the air. It's like in syndication heaven.
I know, Animated Moon. My eyes glazed over for a second there. Solo Leveling. That's an interesting idea because it's based off of a manga written by this American guy fairly recently, and he got really popular on social media, and then they turned it into an anime. And so that's one I'm actually curious about either reading and or watching. But how would you guys rate this list? It's weird. I like how coherent this list is, but I don't like two to five of these shows I'm not really fans of.
There's no abject stinkers on there that for me at least, and I've watched Cowboy Bebop a few episodes. I can respect it, but it's not for me. Full Metal Alchemist, same thing. I'm gonna have to give it a 5.5 just because I can't judge a lot of it, and the two shows on there that I've seen I respect, but they again I can't get into them.
I would give it a 5.
Insight. Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I like the insight we get into Timo and with this list. Read out what you give him.
I'm also giving 6 out of 10. There's a couple shows on here that I'm trying not to be a douche about, like saying,
This is a judgment stream.
Oh, well, then in that case, yeah, I'm not a big
Judge. Damn it. Jujutsu Kaisen is a little mid. It didn't capture me the way a lot of shonen do. Sorry.
What?
Yeah,
Hello?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hello? I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
His lips are moving, but I can't hear.
Oh, I blasted your... Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. Actually, screw you. This is my show.
What?
Okay, so that was Temo's list. Now let me find the next one. You son of a gun. Yes, Temo, Allison, and... Oh, King Bob! Gino! That's who we'll go with next.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, please tell me
Gino.
It's all, for anyone wondering, it's all shoujo. All of it. No.
Oh, God. Don't make my heart bleed.
Actually, a little bit. No. We got Gundam Wing, Soul Eater, Spy Family, Gintama. Wow, Gintama. If more people watch Gintama, it would show up on more list. Ramen Fighter Miki, Gunsmith Cats, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Cowboy Bebop. Wow, this is interesting because it's mostly older shows with a couple not as older shows mixed in, and then one modern show. But
I'm surprised we haven't seen any of Yu Yu Hakusho until now.
I don't know. It's a decent shonen, a decent isekai. It was kind of like in the beginning of both a little bit, but it just doesn't. A lot of its contemporaries that were inspired by it have done better than it. Well, I think that's why you don't see it show up as often.
You can kind of place it in a similar place like Dragon Ball in a lot of ways. It had a lot of similar influence. Maybe not quite as profound as Dragon Ball, but even so, it's like, yeah, it's not the best series ever, but it did do a lot for what came after it.
And King Bob says, no matter how many times do I have to say I am a reformed weeb?
What is a reformed weeb? Please.
Someone who's ashamed of themselves, Maji. Everybody, we must chant with me. Judge. Judgment. Judge.
Judgment.
You have been judged.
Feel judgment.
You will be judged and you will like it.
Hey, Soul Eater's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, no, considering his age, like this list makes sense to me. Ramen Fighter and Miki. I've heard of this show. I've never seen it. It's a little.
You see, here's my dilemma. I think this is a really good list. Yeah,
it is a good
9 to 10, really good. But the person that created this list is very insecure about this list. He's over here going, I don't watch anime anymore. I'm reformed.
He's like the closet. He's like the closet. He's like the weeb who doesn't let people know he's a weeb and then makes fun of people for being weebs.
Yeah, so it's like he has a really good list, but for that reason, it's going from a 9 down to a 7. Ooh.
Whoa, two whole points.
I'm being judged.
Wait.
Embrace.
So okay. What is the definition of weeb here?
We didn't discuss it, but I'm not like Royce. I don't care about definitions.
Because weeb is one with a waifu. If you don't have a waifu, you're not officially a weeb.
Oh.
Ooh. That's a good point.
At that point, you've lost your weeb.
Anyway, no. Call me out, Maji. Damn it.
Quite literally, everybody leaves the stream. It's like, oh, I guess this is over.
I'll just like click. I'm happy to see Soul Eater on someone's list. It's a fun show, honestly. It's a little bit older, but the animation is like quirky and has its own style. It's a good time. You have Gundam Wing, that's kind of a fun old OG show. Spy Family, it's wholesome, fun, and funny. All the things you like.
I'm actually not really.
All right,
I'm not really a fan of Soul Eater, actually.
What?
Because I respect Cowboy Bebop for what it is, I'll give it a 5.5. Remember, Bob, 5 is average on my list.
Is that what you told? No, never mind. I can't say that. 5 is average, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
Don't make me sick Bambo on you.
The first opening for Soul Eater is one of the best opening songs.
It's a great song. Also, has anyone else besides me seen any part of Gintama?
No.
Nobody has.
I've heard of none other than Cowboy Bebop.
I'm giving Gino the high ranking because I trust him. I trust him that they're good.
Rurouni Kenshin, the manga is great, in the manga, in the show anime is good too. It's a little manga-ish when it could be. If it leaned a little bit more towards Vagabond, it would be even better. But I really like his character, and I like the kind of, the storytelling on display there. So yeah, I'm gonna rate this fairly high. Even with his weeb hate, all this weeb judgment, I'd say I give this a solid 8. This is a good list. Maji, any judgment?
She disappeared.
Oh no, Maji.
BRB. That's what she said.
Okay.
I have a weird rating. I would probably rate this at a 4. Just slightly below average in my eyes. But that's very much my subjective opinion.
That's okay, Otter. We're all gay sometimes, right? That's fine.
Yeah, you especially know that.
Hey. You played the Uno reverse card. I told you no Uno reverse cards. You can't make me look bad in front of the audience. That's my job.
We don't have to. You manage this all your own.
I am talented. That's what I'm hearing.
That's your takeaway. Good choice. Good choice.
And now we have the list. Tenkage. A weeb name for a weeby man. Look at this list. I cannot believe Gunsmith Cats has shown up this many times.
I can smell the celluloid from here.
Record of Lodos War.
Hajime no Ippo is it's maybe the best sports anime. It's up there for me. I love that freaking show.
This automatically gets a point or two just because of Hajime no Ippo.
The storytelling, the animation, the characters, it's just great. And people don't talk about it, but it's been running at least as long, if not longer, than One Piece, which is incredible. But yeah, we have Macross Plus, Project AKO, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Hajime no Ippo, New Dominion Tank Police, Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. Wow, those are wild-looking character designs. Gunsmith Cats, Cowboy Bebop, and Record of the Lodos War.
You shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised that Gunsmith Cats has been on at least half the list because
it's been everywhere.
Your main character is a tomboy who's a gun nut who hates the ATF
and drives a Mustang. Everything you need. I'm intimidated right now.
Why did this not get made into more than 3 episodes?
Because it wasn't the way.
I also watched New Dominion Tank Police for the first time about a month or 2 ago.
Wow. Yeah.
I've heard of it. I have never watched it, though.
It's actually a really good time. I really enjoyed it.
I've never heard anything bad about it.
I like it.
And I haven't heard it gushed about by people that are, anime crazed, so...
Plus, you have Macross on here as well. Now, I don't know much about Project AKO or Saint Seiya. I don't know much about either of those.
Macross is a complicated thing for me because it's attachment to Robotech, and I don't understand it. So that's leaves me queasy.
The suing back and forth and the rights disputes, it was a big mess with all that stuff for a while.
All I can say,
don't blame you.
All that I can say is the Harmony Gold lawsuits finale has been very satisfying for those of us who hate lawfare.
Yeah,
when they discovered that they literally did not have the rights they had been using for 35 years to sue people into oblivion and had to basically drop all the lawsuits and open themselves up for countersuits. Yeah, because the company they supposedly bought the rights from didn't have the right to sell it.
Oh, no.
It was gruesome.
Yeah, it got messy for a while.
The only sad part is that it was Microsoft that won that fight.
Animation Overload says Project AKO is more of a parody. Huh. Well, it looks like it. Fun characters. It could be good. I don't know much about it, fortunately. But yeah, no, I like this list a lot. A lot of OG kind of shows. Get a kind of sense for his taste a little bit. Got the sports, you got the girls, you got you got a lot of girls with guns. You got space stuff, you got fantasy, you got a little bit of space sci-fi stuff. This is a great list. I like it.
It's a really good variety.
Yeah, I give this like a 7.5, honestly.
I would probably give it a 10. I think it's a really solid lineup.
It's
real solid.
Everyone is hand-drawn animation. It's cell animation. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is. You know what? I give it a 7.8.
I'll give it a 5.5 because I don't know 90% of that list.
Wow.
I can't give it any better.
All this 2D animation hate by Boncher.
No, I don't mind that at all.
Is he really a weeb, or is it just an act?
I've never claimed to be a weeb.
Is he pretending to be a weeb to look cool, guys? I mean,
I look cool without being a weeb.
Oh, that's what Bambo's. Anyway.
I know you guys like her better anyway.
Oh, she's friendly and she makes food. All right, let's see. Next up, we have Mr. Evely Music.
Ooh.
If I can pull it up. There it is. Sorry, performance issues. There we go. So we got Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Speed Racer, Trigun, School Rumble. That is something, Evely. Persona 5, you weeb. Sailor Moon, Attack on Titan, and Cowboy Bebop. I gotta give him crap for School Rumble, Sailor Moon, and Persona 5.
I've got a lot of mixed feelings here.
I'll be RB.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I guess Boncher's no more.
He's gone.
That's it.
Oh, and to be fair, Evely, he did mention with this list, it's like, what did he mention? He mentioned that he has not seen all of these shows to any complete amount. He's sampled all these. He's just trying to fill out the list a little bit.
I like Speed Racer, but the dub for it is terrible.
It was so funny though. I grew up watching
it. It is really funny.
Speed Racer. Wow, man! Why are they painting it after it just crashed? It doesn't make any sense. Also, School Rumble. That sounds so familiar. Did I watch that? Huh. It looks like this. It came out around the same time as like maybe a little bit. I'm getting like Great Teacher Onizuka vibes while I look at it. And of course, you got Dragon Ball Z. You got Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop. What about you guys? How do you feel about this list? Why is Sailor Moon on here? I don't know. That's weird. Why is Sailor Moon on there, Evely?
I'm afraid Evely is going to hate me after I give my rating.
Again, he did specify he has not seen all of these shows in their entirety, and he's just trying to fill out his list.
I am going to be critical on some of these.
I'm going to be honest. It shows. It's like I was forced to fill this out. It shows.
My rating, right there. I won't have to feel so bad since he didn't watch a lot of them anyway. I will give him style points for putting Speed Racer on there, no matter how god-awful that thing is, because it's got a certain nostalgia flair. And I've seen parts of Cowboy Bebop, and I respect that. But, dude.
Oh, what did he tell
me? Better than this, man.
He told me something funny. What did he say?
So
he said School Rumble was funny, or High School Rumble, whatever it was called. He's like, I've only seen like 7 of them in my life. Anyway, someone has to be the punching bag. I volunteer, but yeah,
he volunteers for tribute.
I volunteer as tribute.
Billy, write Evely's name down for a possible tribute for our next stream.
Okay, now let me see. What How do we rate Evely's list?
4 out of 10. He's trying too hard. I'm sorry, Evely, but you're trying.
Oh, it's great.
It would have just been better if it was 2 or 3 like Neutron Boars was. It's just like, I'm going to be completely honest. I love these and I don't need anything else.
I'm sorry, Evely. I'm going to give this a 3.
Oh, no.
Also, Persona, very sus. Very sus.
He plays Persona. He's tried to convince me to play it. I'm probably going to have to now, but...
Oh, no.
Also, I got I'm realizing some of my visuals I didn't actually make. So I'll have to talk about Mr. AC Pritchard's, because we got for Ace. Let me stop sharing that real quick. Stop. There we go. So for AC, what do we have here? AC Pritchard, Full Metal Alchemist. He likes it because of the themes of family and a unique take on the magic drew him in. Male protagonist written and drawn by a female author, extremely well done, and he really likes the world. Attack on Titan. The author was inspired by many Western classics, including A Song of Ice and Fire and Breaking Bad. Themes of family, original sin, human nature, friendship, and morality are all present in this grand tale of the apocalypse. I agree. Jinro. A gem not enough people talk about. Perhaps one of the best animated pieces of cinema I've ever seen. Tons of symbolism and a heart-wrenching story. Huh. Again, I haven't seen that one. Princess Mononoke. A story of man versus nature. Yeah. We all know Princess Mononoke. Death Note. Probably one of the prime examples of a fallen hero story. I disagree with that, AC. We'll have to talk about that. Light is not a fallen hero. He was a villain from the start. Does anyone disagree with me?
No, I don't disagree, but he's the kind of villain where you kind of want to see him get farther just to see how far he ends up going with his plans.
Yeah, the ending of that show was wholly appropriate. A lot of people hated what happened in the last episode. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's just justice. That's exactly what should have happened.
Well, it's kind of like Light is very much an evil character, so it for me at least, it's like the appeal of Death Note. There's like this darkly cathartic sense of just kind of like seeing someone who is clearly like lawful evil or something like that, seeing how far he can get with kind of like building out his like evil plan.
That's how you stop evil, guys. You just get rid of all the bad people. Historically, that's always worked every time. Right, Readout? Right?
Completely flawless.
You can check out my 300 plus videos or to tell you otherwise, but okay.
Oh, I see.
What are you, an authority? A historian? Do you study history?
I may be something of a historian myself.
I see what
I see what you did there. I'm proud.
I see what CA Pence is saying. They're talking about L, not Light.
What?
No, we're talking about Light, not L. L was not a villain. Hero. He had questionable motives, but Light was the villain.
Light was the villain. L was the fallen hero.
Okay. Oh, maybe that makes sense, but that's not the impression. I'll have to talk to him about that. After that, he has Demon Slayer. A lot of people give this show hate, but I really don't hate Demon Slayer. There's a lot of things I actually really like about it. I think it has some of the best pacing in a shonen show that I've seen in a while. This one stands out amongst others for its visuals, the symbolic language, subtext. The protagonist is trying to redeem the demons he hunts. He likes that. Anyway, go ahead.
Wait, people hate Demon Slayer? What?
A lot of people give it a lot of. It gets a lot of. I think it's just because it's the big popular show. Oh. People give it a lot of.
I mean,
for that
I've always said it's not necessarily something I'd jump into. It's not my interest, but I highly respect the show. The little bit I've read about, I'm like, oh, this looks like a fantastic plot setting. I get why everybody's backing it. Why you got the nuclear energy it currently does.
You could kind of make an argument that with Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, there's a feeling of been there, done that. I think that's where a lot of the hate comes from. I still like Demon
Slayer. If it's done well, I don't mind. But yeah. Also, I need to challenge Bob on this one. Sorry, guys. Bob says Demon Slayer is the new Naruto.
I disagree on that.
Wholeheartedly.
There are parts of Naruto I love, But to say that Demon Slayer is anywhere near the level of slog that Naruto is an affront to nature.
Demon Slayer is arguably too fast.
It is very fast. It's almost the opposite problem. Animated Moon, how dare you? Get out of my screen! I would rather watch Naruto, Animated Moon says. That's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. I'd rather watch parts of Naruto, but not the whole thing. When you could skip entire arcs and be completely fine, that's a bad sign.
When the third episode is literally a diarrhea filler episode, I'm like, come on, anime.
You say diarrhea filler episode?
Yes, I am not kidding.
I thought I was the one with the more hot takes.
Anyways.
This is an anime judgment stream, Bontree. I haven't even begun to get
You know what I find interesting? None of the lists had fairy.
Did I give you permission to speak? I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, screw you. But none of the lists had fairy tale on it. Everybody made this fairy tale as this acclaimed, long freaking series, but neither fairy tale or One Piece was on anyone's list.
No,
One Piece has shown
on
up a couple times.
Evely, though, said he didn't necessarily watch, so we don't know what he didn't watch. But yeah,
maybe
I've never heard of Fairy Tale.
Fairy Tale is straight garbage. I don't know why it's on the it would be on anyone's list. I understand the appeal of certain interpersonal relationship stuff, but that does not explain the show using the same like 3D animated like clip to represent power and the terrible power scaling, the nonsensical BS. If I want to watch a show that's completely ridiculous, I will watch Baki. I will watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I will watch a show like that. I will not watch Fairy Tale. It's just bad. Anyway, thank you, Maji, for bringing it up.
Sorry.
Feels good to get that off my chest.
No, I'm gonna say something about Fairy Tale as well. It kind of has everything I dislike. Like,
okay.
It has everything I thought I would hate about One Piece in a series. Because I actually like
summary. Actually,
I actually like One Piece for the most part, specifically the manga, not really the anime. Different argument, but that's where I kind of stand on that anyway.
I find Tim Allen finds a lot of anime iffy. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to be judging anime pretty hard here, Tim Allen, so thanks for joining us.
We're bringing out all of our hot takes.
Next on AC Pritchard's list is Vinland Saga. Why, I understand the appeal, but I can't stand Vinland Saga, I'll be honest.
I have people constantly telling me, because I write my dark fantasy with Vikings in, you got to watch Vinland Saga. And I'm like,
I'm telling you now, you don't.
I've watched some clips and I've watched the series trailers, and I'm like, no, this isn't even really have a good Scandinavian vibe. It's Scandinavian flavoring on the same old show, samurai junk that I don't really find that inspiring anyway.
Well,
you take that back. No.
The best way I can describe Vinland Saga, because like this is literally what caused me to write my own fucking book, is I got so pissed off at Vinland Saga at a couple key points.
It pissed me off too, and that it's too bad. There were things I actually liked about it, and then they killed off characters I liked, and they moved on. And I was like, oh well, this is.
I wanted to, but unfortunately, like I said, I watched the trailers, I watched a few clips, and I was like, no.
Anthony Rodonelli, good night, my son.
Yeah.
I will see you on the morrow.
Good night.
That said, there are parts of Vinland Saga I really enjoy. I would still say that other seinen series
production quality looks excellent. Yeah. There's production quality looks excellent. The music sounded pretty good when I was watching it, but like I said, there was nothing there to hook me good. And
I would rather watch Naruto than watch Vinland Saga. Continue.
Out of the three big seinen protagonists, Thorfinn has gone through the least.
Yeah. Like I compare him, even what's his face,
Musashi.
Musashi from Vagabond. He's very basic, especially in the beginning, but there's still something appealing about him. Despite that, Thorfinn, I don't know. He feels like a victim the entire time of circumstance, and I don't know. I don't like it. And then the other characters piss me off too.
What makes a big difference for Vagabond for me is that his entire home village just straight up despises him, and he's basically been living out in the woods, and it all kind of comes to a head before he kind of like slowly learns. For me, that has a bit more impact to it than your father dies, and then you kind of just lose it for several years.
But Otter, that's the most original motivation for any story ever.
Yeah, we've never seen that before.
Not
Never.
once. Every damn time. I'm gonna play a little background music too. Just a little something.
Man behind the screen is saying, funny thing, Otter, the entire reason I wrote my first novella was because I thought Prey was a shit story about the Predator, and I wanted to attempt to do something better.
Good for you, man. I wish they stopped making Predator movies after Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, I absolutely
that
agree.
hurt me. AVP really hurt me because I thought they basically wasted the opportunity to take the original Dark Horse miniseries they did, which was an excellent story, and just adapt it.
And they didn't even lick it. Not even close. Anyway, the last two on his list. Goblin Slayer. I think people like him for the same reason they kind of like other overpowered like Guts-like characters that are kind of just like brutal and fearless and can never be stopped. I never got past episode 1 of Goblin Slayer.
I've always heard there's a couple reasons why it's not ranked near as highly as Berserk. It's more just how some of the darker subject matter is handled.
100%. I agree. And then there's Dragon Ball Universe. A close choice with Berserk. Wow, so he had Berserk and Dragon Ball in the same, like they were competing with one another for a spot.
Nobody suffered more than Goku.
Nobody. No one has had to eat as many turkey legs as him. Nobody. Okay. Now, I'm running into the problem. I'm realizing I can't find all of the images for everybody. So, Otter, I'm gonna go to yours and look over your stuff real quick.
All right. Time to get roasted.
You want the roast?
Yes.
I don't know. I've heard roasted otter isn't that good.
I don't know. I could use a purse. Let's see. So we have Hunter x Hunter, Kimono Michi, Akira, Vampire Hunter D, Perfect Blue, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Dororo.
Yeah, that last one is by the same creator as Astro Boy. It's a different series of his.
Yeah.
I like that guy's version of Metropolis.
Like for Superman?
No, for the Japanese version of Metropolis, it was a real mind twister.
Huh? I'm not familiar with
It's
that.
done by the same people that did Astro Boy. Same animal.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
One of the wildest versions ever to use. Ray Charles, I Can't Stop Loving You.
Yeah, Dororo kind of gives me sort
what
of
a
like
song to drop.
A really kind of like an IP. It always makes me think of that's more contemporary is like Sekiro. It's very Sekiro.
Yeah, I could see that. I watched it. I thought it was fine. You are the first person to have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on your list, my son.
That is very much the kind of anime you just have a drink or two while you're watching. Don't think too hard about it.
Especially in the later seasons. I love how some shows are like, we're all about subtlety. We want to show that these people are people, not just caricatures. Episode 1, bad guy, kicks puppy in the head.
I'm not even going to say it's like highbrow storytelling either, because it's not.
It's not.
It's more just for like sheer batshit creativity. That's what I enjoy it for.
I haven't even watched many of the later seasons too. I need to keep it going. And then obviously Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because
I'm an edgy boy.
No, because you have good taste. Death Note is because you're an edgy. Actually, Vampire Hunter D is because you're an edgy.
Yeah, I was to say, Full Metal is not.
First time
because
Vampire
you're
Hunter D showed up.
Oh, and there's a reason for that, MD. Let's talk about it.
No, I'm really not interested in talking about it.
Anyway, tell me about this Vampires D, Otter.
God damn it. Well, the funniest part is I've only watched it once or twice, but the few times I have watched it, I've really enjoyed it. It's very much 80s.
How dare you
anime.
just enjoy a show? How dare you?
How
We need a
dare I?
reason.
Well, it's very much just 80s anime. It's very much in the line of Solomon Kane. I mean,
That's right, King Bob. What
on
is
top
wrong?
of that, the story doesn't get like it stays pretty simple. That's what I really like about it.
No, I like it too, but like every time I watch it, like my hair goes forward. I like put on eyeliner and the whole thing.
That's the last thing we need.
Oh, not the last thing you need, not the last thing they. But what about the world, MD? What does the world need? You think it should just
Love,
bear?
sweet love.
You want a raw Kahuna
The world
just wander
needs
around the
love.
world?
Now is love, sweet love. You asked.
Yes. Anyway,
I'll
and then, what is Kimono Michi? It sounds familiar, but I can't.
Oh my
I can't. I
God.
don't remember. I don't know.
This one I did just because I knew no one else was going to mention it. It's purely there for a stupid fun time. It is an isekai series, 12 episodes long, where
so it's a short series.
where a pro-Japanese wrestler is transported into a fantasy world because he is the chosen one. The princess steps up to him, says, "I want you to kill all these monsters." What you don't know, however, is our hero, he loves animals, and he sees this as an affront.
Oh no!
So what he does is he suplexes her and runs off to start a pet shop.
Also, real quick, I have to address a question. A very important question in the chat. Raw Kahuna, can the world handle that? I don't know. Got her pregnant. Anyway. Let's see. Moving on.
Please.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you
Hunter-
want to follow that.
We're gonna leave that there, guys. It's like the elephant in the room. Just ignore it. So what do we got here? We got Hunter x Hunter. I'm a little like it's a very with anime fans specifically. It's maybe one of the more popular shonen. I'm very surprised I did not see this more commonly on people's lists. You and I have talked about this a little bit. I like it, but I don't love it.
Right, and I'm the first one to criticize it too, because it's like, as much as I like each arc on its own for the most part, together it's a fucking mess.
Oh, it and the magic, like, it's fun and it's creative. The magic system does not jive with me. It just doesn't.
It's one of those series where you can tell that it was very much written by someone who loves game design first and thought about how it actually fit the brevity of storytelling second, or maybe a distant third. Who knows?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Also, Guilty was despairing. No. And then it's not much more to it. Perfect Blue, good movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Akira.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it.
Oh,
You haven't seen Akira?
Okay.
I've never seen Akira.
see the crappy first dub first.
I am judging really hard.
Or
right
just
now.
watch the sub and just
Judging
enjoy it. As
YouTube.
it's what men
Race
No.
War!
No,
Not-
Dub War.
Yeah, I'm judging you hard, Kahuna.
Oh, me? Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you were
not
judging
MD
MD.
Boncher. You, Kahuna, for not watching Akira.
I like how we went from
Oh.
judging Otter's list.
Wait,
Now we're judging
wait.
Kahuna.
Ladies and gentlemen, should I watch the anime or read the manga first for Akira?
watch
Important
the
minds
anime.
need-
Just watch the anime. Just
Trust me.
Oh, hey, I'm not alone. Tim Allen, who isn't really a fan of anime, has also not seen it.
Shame.
That's
Shame.
it.
shame,
Shame.
shame,
Shame.
Billy Bob hasn't either. Holy
Shame.
smokes!
shame.
He's already
Shame.
shameful. He knows it.
Billy Bob should be ashamed.
Yeah, with his weebish natures, yes, he actually should be versus Tim Allen.
Okay, and then animated movie want to say Kaneda.
Tetsuo.
I assume that's how they say it. I don't know.
Yes, yeah. It's
I was hoping.
in rage.
Oh, man.
Rage. Okay, I gotta find Billy Bob's list. It's time for judgment. Kahuna. Anyway.
No.
I'm
Kaneda is more of a shout looking for him. And then when Kaneda shouts, Tetsuo! It was to draw him out into the fight.
Anyway.
For as weird
job is so awesome in its badness.
Oh, hold on, guys. Go ahead.
For as weird as the psychic powers are in the movie, I still love them. They are so cool.
Oh, the first time in the hallway when Tetsuo comes out and they're going, let's just put you back in the word.
Yeah.
Done.
It's like,
what just happened?
Spoilers. People die in this movie? Not for me. No.
Where's the doctor?
The
he's all over the ceiling and walls.
And we just lost Kahuna.
An amazing film with the hand-drawn animation at 60 frames per second.
That was the movie.
Yeah.
What I know, that was the movie that got Musashi Kishimoto into working. It's what got him back into like animation. So the creator of Naruto, he watched that like before he had gotten out of it. He was like burnt out or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he watched that movie and it just blew his mind, and he had to get back into it.
Yeah, and that's also the same studio that went on to the same guy that went on to make Steam Boy, which was one of those movies I wanted to put it on my list, but every time I sat there and thought about it, I realized the things that I didn't like about it outweighed the things that I really liked about it. But visually, Steam Boy is one of those movies that's absolutely stunning to watch.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay, I may have to call this short fairly soon because I'm running out of the ability to speak here pretty soon. So we're gonna pop onto Billy's list, and I don't have the visual for. I'm missing like a whole bunch of them, but let's see. Billy Bob. So his list consists of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super Broly, the movie, Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
I'm sensing
Dragon Ball Z, The Return of Cooler, also a movie.
Yep.
Also, Berserk and Attack on Titan.
Take a shot every time you hear Dragon Ball.
Hey, Poncher, guess what? Your list just may have gained a point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did it get a point? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Let me read it to you. Let me read it back. This is Billy's list. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Dragon Ball Z Return of Cooler.
Yep, I get a point back.
And then Attack on Titan and Berserk.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Holy crap.
I think there's a theme for me. I don't know why, but just...
He also says Urusei Yatsura.
He also says what?
Urusei Yatsura. It's by the same creator of Inuyasha.
I also have Devil's Air. Devil's Air next, but go ahead.
I mean, I could either rate his list as a 1 out of 10 or a 69 out of 10. I'll let you decide.
-1 it is.
I say -2. -2. That's what I'm.
0.69 it is.
Just realize I've not been as rough on you as Kahuna was.
Well, I was looking at. It doesn't help. I was looking at our messages, and half of them are either inappropriate pictures from Twitter.
Oh dear Lord.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
able to hear you.
Okay, well, it's the webcam now. Oh, this is a mess.
Oh, he's crashing. Okay.
Yeah, no, my power bank wasn't charged, so it can't keep up with the sound system. But here we are, very basic. Oh, dude, my hair's effed. Anyway.
Well, we could always wrap it up here And then
Absolutely
do another
not.
stream sometime.
No, we'll never end. No, let's see.
Well, your battery's staying otherwise.
Nope, my battery's dead. I'm not using that system anymore. Anyway, so now we have Devil's Air. Number 1, Spice and Wolf. Your Name. Howl's Moving Castle. Death Note. Premiere. Ari Gretzko. Oh, Ari Gretzko. Boogie Pop Warazane. Huh. What was Waraware. There you go. Death Parade and High School of the Dead. I knew it'd show up on here somewhere. Sword Brush, I don't think we've gone through yours yet. You're upcoming here soon too. Your list you put here already.
I will give my hot take with Premiere. Premiere is not my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, he posts memes enough from it that I knew Spice and Wolf would show up here, but then he has Your Name, which is surprisingly wholesome. I really like that movie. I'm really happy it showed up here on someone's list. Uh-oh. Hello?
We can hear you.
Go here. We got you.
Oh, sorry. My system's all messed up right now.
I was busy typing.
No, you're good. You're good. And then we have High School of the Dead. If anyone's ever seen the meme of the boobs Matrix dodging a bullet, that's from that show.
Those are very talented boobs.
Tremendous, beautiful.
Yes.
Very agile.
Now, Otter, those are athletic tits.
Yes,
that's
they're very athletic.
Very athletic.
They do their cardio.
Also, Ari Gretzko. For anyone who hasn't seen it, that show is wild. We'll see if I can pull it up. All right, let's go.
Death Note's on that list, so I got to knock it down to a 4 out of it.
Wow, what's your deal with Death Note, man?
The subject matter?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Why else?
Why else? Well, the production value is great. Creeps the hell out of me, though. But the subject matter is bueno bueno. I do not do comedy.
Okay, so let me see. Your Name is the best anime movie in the last decade, says Michael Harris. You know, I have trouble disagreeing with that.
No pressure, take your time. No pressure, take your time. No pressure, take your time.
People can relate to this.
There's no pressure, take your time.
Let me take my time already.
Ari Gretzko. Apparently we got some really bad echoes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
It's all coming through Kahuna.
Okay, there we go.
Echo.
Echo.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Can't be helped. I'm so sorry, but here we are. So yeah, that's that's a small sample of Ari Gretzko. She's a normal office working girl, but who also is secretly a death metal singer. And she doesn't perform. She just really likes it. So yeah, fun show.
Righto.
Neato.
Marvy Fab far out even.
Let's just let him sit in the bubble for a while.
He's in timeout.
And we're back. Anyway, we're gonna just for that comment read out. I'm gonna show you something you sent me. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, that's something he sent me. Quivering little creature. Anyway, so this is readouts. We have Black Lagoon, Princess Mononoke, Something in Space, Akira.
That's Planetes.
That's
Planetes. Planet Tease. Filthy men. Anyway. Akira, Spice and Wolf, Neon Genesis Evangelion, 86. And then Trigun and what are you?
The Irresponsible Captain Tyler.
The Irresponsible Captain Tyler. Weeb.
Anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, that's your list, man. Like, I'm happy Black Lagoon ended up somewhere. And what an image to have on there as well. Beautiful.
Well, I have to say it has my attention.
Is that it, son? Anyway.
It's also the only image that the software was using gaping.
Oh, you used the software? I did. I put all of these together by hand. It was a pain in the butt. Anyway.
I just went ahead and just made your life easy.
You have a weird variety on here because you have like Evangelion right next to Spice and Wolf, and I don't know, it just feels wrong somehow.
You and all these Spice and Wolf.
Nothing wrong with it. We just know that you're a furry. That's all. We just have to acknowledge the truth, right, Maji-chan? Are you there?
I don't know. I've never seen Spice and Wolf.
Look at the picture in the middle.
I know what it is. I just never seen it. I can't judge a show I haven't watched.
Oh, yeah, but we can judge Readout. You know him now.
I haven't watched a lot of these series, but I am still going to judge.
Wait, Otter, what series haven't you watched? I watched most of these.
Well, I haven't seen Spice and Wolf, Black Lagoon, Evangelion. I haven't seen a lot of these, actually. I haven't seen Trigun.
That's the new Trigun, isn't it?
It looks like it, but
no, that's the original.
Oh, okay.
Weird. It looks
we don't talk about the remake.
What remake? Never happened.
Exactly.
Otter, you haven't seen Black Lagoon? You call yourself Iron Age? You're from Florida, bro.
What does Black Lagoon have to do with Iron Age?
Or Florida.
Chicks with guns, tropical boats, mayhem, chaos, hot chicks with guns. Anyway.
All right, time to write this down for scientific research.
There's a whole arc in Black Lagoon where they basically go dive on a U-boat, and then basically neo-Nazis come down into the U-boat, and Revy takes them all out, and it is fantastic.
That being said, the show is not strong all throughout. There are
no, I'd agree. No, it's
but
not.
The highs are high.
That first half is so great.
And Remy, if she may kill me, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'll let it happen.
And I think I've said enough on the Guild in the past about Princess Mononoke. I think it's the best animated film. It's probably my favorite film of all time. There's only one other film that vies for the top spot, and that's John Carpenter's The Thing, in like all films ever, period.
Wow.
I can't even watch The Thing.
Why?
Wonderful. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the film. It's a masterpiece of paranoia and practical effects, but yeah, my brain won't handle it.
It's really heavy on the body horror.
Yeah, I don't do body horror very well.
No, so don't read Parasite. It's just like that. Or actually anything about Junji Ito. Actually, don't read it.
Oh yeah,
dude, he'll mess you up, bro. Those images.
Uzumaki.
Right, Uzumaki. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I told you that story of my son trying to read it, right?
Oh my god!
I come into my room. I'm like, oh, my son's taking an interest in books, and I look over. He has Uzumaki open to a random page. I'm like, no.
I think I was 22 whenever I read that, and yeah,
you were still
read that as
young.
a kid.
You were still too young.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm a rebel.
Sorry for the echo, guys. It can't be helped. But what do you guys want to rate Readout's list here? How do we judge the man?
I'll give him a 6.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give him. Actually, it's a pretty decent list. I'll give him 9 furries out of 10.
Oh damn, that's higher than I was expecting.
I know, especially for a furry. Now,
why am I getting crap for Spice and Wolf? I should be getting crap for Evangelion.
I don't know. Evangelion is so basic. I didn't even want to comment on it. Really.
I'm so out of water.
Doesn't mean it's a good experience.
Maji, I want you to tell me about tell me what is the girl on the upper left? How does she make you feel? Just real quick before we move on.
She looks like an anime character.
How non-committal.
Deep and insightful. Really deep. Anyway, let me see.
Sorry, most anime characters look like that.
Now we have the animated moons list. Now this is a good list, actually. We have Mushishi, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, the show specifically, Samurai Champloo, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Kino's Journey, Surprise, Armor Hunter, Mellow Link, Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket, Neo Tokyo's Running Man. That's a callback. I did not expect to see that one. And Sergeant Frog. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about Moon's list, guys?
There's nothing I know that's terrible on it.
I haven't seen a single one.
Whoa there, man.
I like Samurai Champloo, but I never got through it.
It has some of the best swordplay in any anime.
Yes, absolutely.
And the soundtrack, it took me a second to get used to, but it made the series feel different, and I did appreciate it by the time it was over.
Mm-hmm.
And that one episode where what's his face, Rooster guy, where he is just trying to get laid the entire episode, and that's his motivation for like beating up 3 different gangs of people. I don't know. I'm like I don't know. Something about that episode always just spoke to me. But anyway. But wait, has anyone else seen Kino's Journey? I'm curious.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, a person on a motorcycle, they travel around. It's a whole thing. But I've never seen this, but Neo Tokyo's Running Man. I've heard of this. I've heard it's insane looking, but I've heard it's kind of like it's almost like an experimental art kind of thing. But he's in the chat. Well, explain Neo Tokyo's Running Man to us. They're animated. Oh, he's already on it. Absolutely fantastic short film. That's what I've heard about it. Yeah. I'm down for that. And what the hell is Sergeant Frog? It came up more than once.
Well, he's a frog and a sergeant.
Also, of course, because it's the law. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is here, done by the same guy who did Akira. Follows a death rate. I have seen the scenes from this. The visuals are absolutely insane. I will say that. Let me find the next one. Did he send me a list? Uh-oh, what happened? Huh, nope, no list there. Ah, here we go. Now, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer's doing weird things now. Let me see. We have a list by Kikomon. I'll stop sharing that real quick. Everybody's favorite. We have Naruto, Death Note, Future Diary, To Your Eternity, Overlord, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Revengers. Kind of surprised I got there. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Blue Lock, and then a few honorable mentions. But yeah, no, this is a decent list. It's a little, I don't know. It's not quite basic, but it's like a step and a half above basic. That's my opinion. That's my impression of it so far. Anyway, there we go. Oh, holy smokes. Irresponsible Captain Tyler. Oh, yeah, you mentioned this before, Readout. I was curious about that. But I think that, guys, that's going to about wrap up the list. I haven't been able to find any other lists that I missed. There were a whole bunch of visuals that went missing, and I don't know quite what happened.
Harris said he sent you a list.
Who did?
Harris, Michael Harris.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'll find it. trying to get everything set up, and then I missed a couple things. Also, Carol Brown liked Ghost in the Shell, Psycho-Pass, and Fruits Basket. Because why not put those three together?
Fruits Basket.
Oh, actually, I got frequencies list here too. Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro. Anyway, F off.
Oh my God, you got these lists all over the place.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Anyway, Street Fighter 2, 5, or V. Final Fantasy, Legend of the Crystals. And a word I'm scared to try to say out loud. Irotsuki Doji. Irotsuki Doji. Something like that. It's a long word and I'm tired. Soupy Dookie. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, here it is. I do have a visual for Michael Harris. There we go. Present. There we go. And what are the list?
Is that read or dot in the middle?
1 second. Here it is. I got the list here. So we got
King Bob says next time he reads the Japanese words.
Yeah, probably. I'm good with some Japanese words, but I'm getting tired. I'm getting lazy. Escaflowne. Now and then, here and there. Nadesico. FMA Brotherhood. School Rumble. Cowboy Bebop. Monster. Yo, I'm so glad Monster showed up.
Monster, I'm surprised no one else has talked about it.
I know, it's a really cool story. I haven't even gone through the whole thing yet, but I want to get the manga for it. But yeah, it's a very, very cool series. And then Serial Experiments Lane and The Last Exile.
Why Tenkage?
What's that?
Tenkage in the chat is talking about The Legend of Korra. That's the best anime.
The best anime of all time. Actually, for anyone who's in the know, Cory in the House has the best anime opening of all time. If anyone knows.
God, there we go. That joke.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying, Holmes. Anyway, Cory in the House. Look at that animation. It looks so real. So real. But yeah, nope. Now and then, here and there. So it looks like a mecha anime, and it sounds cool, but I don't know much about that. But yeah, we have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Monster, Serial Experiment. This is actually a pretty cool list. I'm going to rate this fairly high. I think this is like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. Let me find the next one. Did Katie have some? Huh.
I'll have to give it a 6 because I only know Full Metal Alchemist and Cowboy Bebop.
That's fair. That's fair.
I know the one in the top right. One of my co-hosts was watching a while back, but I wasn't.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, Sword Rush. Yeah, Sword Rush had a list too. Yes, finally someone posted it. There we go. Okay, so so we're gonna go and look at Sword Rush's list here. There we go. No. Technology stuff. Not losing energy. Let's see. Boom. Haha. And here we have Eureka 7, Psalms of the Planets, Whisper of the Heart, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, One Punch Man, A Silent Voice, Goblin Slayer, Cowboy Bebop, and Your Lie in April. I really like this list.
Your Lie in April made me cry.
That show is a punch in the nads.
What show?
The nads of Your Lie in April. It is a
It's right there with Clannad. You have to go hit something afterwards, Phil Manley.
I've never heard of the other one.
Your Lie in April is like a punch to the kahunas of the heart. That's what that show is. Holy crap! That show makes me weep openly. It's it hits some people hard on the nose, but it gets me really good. But yeah, no,
it's such a sad movie. It will punch your kahunas, and it's kahunas.
It's a show. It's worse. It prolongs the suffering. It's like it gives you hope. Things start getting better, and then Oh no, it's gonna get very, very sad.
Yeah, your Lion April goes right hand in hand with Clannad if you've ever seen that one.
Umbrella Cat, I think your list was one of the earlier ones, was it? Or did we not cover yours yet?
I don't think we covered hers.
Okay, so
I'm burning out here.
I'm getting there too. But
We
we're
might
almost
have to
done.
do a part 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm forgetting words.
Your equipment failing.
My equipment is failing. MD Boncher, it's his nap time, bedtime. A few other things.
It's midnight around here, dude.
Guys, this has been a lot of fun. This is maybe more consistent viewers than I commonly have on my live stream. So thank you everyone for coming. I really appreciate it.
And then in part 2, Kahuna will give his list, and then the whole panel gets to obliterate it. It'll be beautiful.
Oh, you guys have no idea. You guys are going to tear my list apart when you see it eventually.
All the more reason to
and plus,
continue
truth be told, I haven't actually made it yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Steve Pence has to point out that you need to open it up for more lists. Then.
Yep, I'll open it up. I'll get some more people, even people I don't know. I don't give a crap. I'll judge a stranger. It's what I'm good at. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of our guests. We have the Lord Otter, Redoubt Productions, MD Boncher, and Maji Chan. All have written things and or have YouTube channels and are doing stuff, and they are wonderful
Link
people.
is on the screen.
Yes. Thank you all, and to all, a good night.
Vaya con Dios.
Wait, just
Run
something
away.
forgetting.
Washington and Continental Army.
There we go.
That was weird.